The boundary riders, they're not down on the ground at the moment, but they're on the level 4 here, looking over the ground. But they've been down there, and they'll give us a bit of a ground report, boys. Tony Webb and Chris Sayer.
Hi guys, and good calling for today. It's just started raining again. As we know, the ground's very wet. It's holding a lot of water today. There's probably a bit of a breeze kicking towards the turn end of the ground. In the last game, it was rated as a 3-goal breeze, and that's pretty well how it turned out. It's dropped a little bit, but it is a little bit swirly as well. So I agree with you on what you've said so far. I think Launceston's probably going to win this. Before I saw the weather forecast, I would have said about 10 goals, to be honest, but I think it's probably going to be around the order of about 5.
Yeah.
Chris Sayer, what do you reckon?
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? As Mac has said, that this weather's going to be a real leveller, and I hope Kingborough was watching the DALY game sort of avoid that far side, that dead pocket. A lot of Launceston in the DALY were going right up the middle, so let's hope Kingborough do that. If I was going to describe this in 3 words, it would be wet, wet and wet. It's a good name for a band, actually. And this may be an AFL standard ground, but there are puddles of water all over the ground. Of course, there was a women's game on here last night, so it churned up in various places as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Tigers handle this. Of course, Launceston's another team to beat, but I think this weather might be a leveller.
Thanks, boys. Down the boundary this afternoon. We'll hear from you during the day. Macca, it's an interesting contest with Kingborough. I mean, their strength, if you look at the stats, it's their contested ball, their clearance work, isn't it?
So you'd think that today that would come to the fore, wouldn't you? Number one in clearances, so we're looking at the likes of Clifford, Cole, Will Campbell back into the side last week and playing again today. Kieran Lovell, who had a really down game at Windsor Park, coming back from his own injury. So all week I've been thinking, Max and Foz, if Mitch Thorpe was going to coach the Tigers, how would he coach the Tigers to beat Launceston? You know, interesting concept, but you'd think that they have to stop them from getting the footy at the coalface that we mentioned there before. Stop Launceston's marks inside 50. Now, the conditions have obviously put curtail to that, but we mentioned down there at Windsor Park a couple of weeks ago, Launceston average 18 marks inside 50 for the game, 17 goals a game they average across the season with 18 marks inside 50. And they got that last game. They got that at Windsor Park when they won by 90-odd points.
Yep. If you can get 18 marks inside 50, probably 80% of those are probably having shots at goal.
That's right. So, look, if Mitch Thorpe was coaching the opposition, then that's probably what he'd try and do, is stop them getting the ball inside 50. So, Dave Gruber, keep an eye on that one for us today. Even though the conditions are poor, keep your eye on that one. And also the clearance numbers. If the Tigers are going to win, and we saw them do really well in the latter half of the first quarter at Windsor Park, if we're going to see them do well, they've got to win the ball. They've got to make the defenders of Launceston defend. All right? And we must see that.
Okay, just about to start the official proceedings leading up to the game. Cross down now to Brent Costello, the Master of Ceremonies, here today for the TSL Grand Final.
For the 2022 Tasmanian State League Grand Final between Launceston and the Kingborough Tigers. Please welcome 2022 TSL Premiership Cup ambassadors for Launceston, Don Wing, and for Kingborough, Mark Riley.
So the two cup ambassadors, Don Wing, Mark Riley, for our radio listeners, are placing the cup on the dais in front of the interchange area. Two great servants of their respective clubs.
I'd now like to welcome a stalwart of the local football community here in Launceston and proud Aboriginal advocate Graham Gardner, alongside his niece Susan Long and his great nieces Charlotte and Daisy Long. Graham, Susan, Charlotte and Daisy represent 3 generations of family and will deliver an official welcome to country.
Yeah, Kalina. Hello and welcome to UTAS Stadium. Warranta Takamuna Miladina Pakanatu. We stand on Aboriginal land. For thousands of years, our old people walked the many hills and grassy plains to be here at the head of the Kanamaluka River. Back then, Lua Kipli, Waipa Mulaka Miladina. Women gathered food and the men, our warriors, hunted and fought the battles. They were harsh times, and only the strongest survived. Waranta Tanapi Nigimpi Nungampi Takara Miladina Nika. We acknowledge our old people. Waranta Tanapi Pakana Manamapali. We acknowledge the Tasmanian Aboriginal community of today. Today, these two teams go into battle led by their captains. I call them forward now to receive the gum leaves that represent country.
Captain today, JB Harper for Launceston, Lachlan Clifford for the Kingborough Tigers.
As they receive the gum leaf, they inhale its odour. They're being presented this, for it represents country, it represents connecting to country. To the players who stand before us today, you are the warriors. You are here to fulfil your destiny. As you show your strength and ability, embrace this moment. And may you both play in the spirit of the game. Nari Nita too, thank you.
Thank you, Graham, Susan, Charlotte and Daisy. I'd now like to invite Sarah Graham to come forward to sing the Australian National Anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gift of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair in joyful strains, and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Fantastic rendition there of the Australian National Anthem by Sarah Graham. The players now make their way onto the ground. And just a few other things before we continue our preview.
Oh, hello. I tell you, sorry, Foz.
Yep.
A little Jake Hines versus Eddie Cole.
Okay.
Just as they left their respective lines. A little good afternoon, boys. So, sorry, Foz, that was interesting. I saw a little tate-to-tate.
Previous scores today in the under-18s, it was Clarence 6-8-44, defeated Launceston's 3-7-25. In the D-League, Launceston 8-11-59 defeated Clarence 2-7-19. Our umpires today, Nathan Geeson, Tom McEntee, Brad Percy. The boundary, Ollie Bennett, Lucas Chamberlain, Caleb Devine and Dom Chaliro.
My boy.
And goals, Will Robinson, Bryce Guy. So congratulations to all those umpires.
How good is it, Dom Chaliro, getting a game?
In and out during the year, but bounce back good, when it's required.
What do you think about the Launceston forward line, boys? They've got a lot of firepower up there. How do you think they'll structure up?
Well, we've seen it, haven't we? Jake Hines, he can play deep. He was unsighted in the first half, really, at Windsor Park a couple of weeks ago. Then comes out and kicks 3 in a row in the third quarter. Dylan Riley, I believe, will start on the bench, but, we've seen him come. He could be his day. Ball on the deck a bit more. He loves it down there.
Agile, moves like a cat.
Yeah, Brendan Taylor, 30 goals for the season.
Good
he kicked 4 in last year's grand final, did Brawler. Not to forget, of course, the former Geelong and Sydney player in Jackson Thurlow. He's kicked 48 goals for the season. He'll roll up a little bit higher. Number 1 goal assist player in the league, Max. So not only does he do his work kicking goals, but also number 1 assist player. They structure up, multi-structure. They've got Zach Morris as well, a bit higher up the ground. They structure up as they want. We'll see Gillow go forward. We'll see Blackberry go forward. See all those players go forward. At the other end, Jordan Lane, big game for him. Number one marker in the comp, contested marker, number one marker inside 50. Conditions aren't going to really suit today, but what he needs to do is bring the ball to the ground, not get outmarked, and not let Launceston's defence control the ball, which is what they do, Max.
They do, and they do it really well. And
a bit like the Cats last night.
Yeah, I didn't stay up to watch all of it, Mac.
No, but that's what they play like. They make you kick the football to them, don't they?
Yeah, they
Boyd,
do.
Tuddill, the youngsters, who are experienced youngsters now. They make you kick the ball to them as the rain starts to come down again.
I think the key is some of those small forwards for Kingborough. They're not big names in the competition, but you look at Luke Graham, Connor Solder, George O'Neill, these sort of guys that get in and under around Tyler Carter, around Jordan Lane. They're the guys that are going to need to kick goals as well.
Interesting to see too what they do with Kieran Lovell. Was down a couple of weeks ago, well advertised that he was down. Better last week, another week under the belt. So they put a tagger on him. Joby Harper was massive in the semi-final, qualifying final, whatever they called it. He was massive.
He was.
He played some ruck, he stoppage. Days like today, Harper, Seymour, Polframan, in around the footy, Max. It's going to be really interesting.
It really suits him, doesn't it? Like the Harpers, even though he's good at whatever the conditions are, I think they will suit him today.
Yeah.
Just noticed, just out of the corner of my eye there, the Launceston experience stems down to their runner.
Who's their runner?
Scott Stevens.
Yes, Scoot. Spent a bit of time north over the last few years too.
He has.
So we look down and speak about that forward line. Jake Smith, Michael Musica, Jackson Thurlow's going to start deep.
Ben Donnelly on him.
Hines up the ground with Musica. Morris there as well. Yeah.
Reardon is taking Jake Smith inside 50.
Zach Morris playing high half forward. So plenty to do. Jake Smith might be playing a bit of a role on him, you'd think. So it's going to be up, it's going to be gone. There is mud, there is water. Scenes we have not seen for a long while here at UTAS Stadium. Gronewegan gets the first punch. There's the slippery slide. They slide in, Packs on the mill, and it's all game on.
Well, the rain's got heavier. They've just got the presentations out of the way, but it's increased intensity since then.
So here it comes, Hines. Kick off the deck. Got to watch that kick in danger today. Lovell gets a quick kick out. Tigers, they're away. For Zach Adams, I like his game. He can play on that wing and he can cut them up. He finds Lockie Clifford. He was pretty good at Windsor Park. Gets a lot of the footy. He'll love these conditions. Kicks it close to the line. Too close to the line. And the boundary umpire says that's out of bounds on the full. So you'd imagine there'd be a lot of feeling. You saw that first battle. It's Boyd from half back now. He goes down the line. Morris sticks the jukes up. Got a new haircut, Zachy Morris, for the big day. Let's see whether it works. Oh, he's pushed off the ball. There is Seymour on the outside now to the Tigers forwards there now. Alec Wright, one's put on the deck. Jamison House has laid one out. Game on.
Tyler Carter
goes down on his backside. And the ball comes outside now again to Zach Adams.
Adams kicks inside 50. One of the targets up there. Lane trap position.
There it is.
Jordan Lane.
Well, I was watching that Tyler Carter thing in Jamison House there. Tyler Carter ran at him and braced himself to say, I'm going to put you on the ground, and he came off second best.
Jordan Lane, he kicked the first goal of the game at their first encounter at Windsor Park back mid-season.
I mentioned it again, Foz. Number one marker in the comp, number one contested marker at inside 50 marks.
He's got a slight breeze behind him, but it is very heavy conditions. Jordan Lane for the first goal of the grand final. Delivers. Jordan Lane has hit the post. So they're up and running, one behind. Kingborough, Launceston yet to score. They will have a slight advantage of the breeze in this first quarter. Josh Woolley, waste no time. Long left foot, up to the wing. Wrestle there in the marking contest. Falls to the back to Thurlow.
Oh, could have been high.
As the handball comes out. Now, it's going to come back here to Will Campbell, who's such an important inclusion last week to the team. Broken leg early in the year. And he's got a chance late in the season to play in a grand final.
Lots happening behind the play too. Jordan Lane, Alec Wright.
Campbell plays on, runs full measure, kicks deep. Lane against about 3 opponents. Right with a fist. Over the back, Luke Graham. He can't quite pick it up. Gets towards the boundary line. Jacob Boyd takes it over.
The Tigers have already demonstrated what they're going to be today, and that's physical.
Yeah, they don't want to be
They don't
taken
want
down, do
Launceston
they?
to have that open run of the play today. They're going to go 1-1, hopefully, and be hard at it all day.
Carter in the ruck contest. Gets it to Graham. Carter again. Falls over.
Geez, I'll tell you what, too, boys, let's not forget the umpire's job today.
Yeah.
It's a tough day to umpire. It's, do you pay the tricky ones? Do you let it go? You know, do you get sucked in with a push in the back or a high?
Here's Clifford. Swings. Won't go the required distance. Thumped away by Woolley to space. Taylor's there. Blackberry picks it up. Smacks it out of defence. Cooper Sorty front position. Was infringed.
Yeah.
So that's a big match up there. Sorty up against Morris.
I like his game too, Cooper Sorty.
Sorty, that time he coughs it up though. Harper swings it round the corner. Ben Donnelly's there, so it's Godomski who falls over. Gee, it's slippery there in that wing position at the moment. Rees tries to pick it up, gets it out. Godomski, arms free, slung, holding the ball.
Yeah, great tackle, Jackson Thurlow. You talk about physical. He's been really physical the first 5 minutes as Jackson Thurlow. Not a great kick, but it's about taking yards today. It's about taking metre by metre, taking your chances when you can. All right, it's a real game of rugby. Somehow you've got to manufacture maybe 6 to 8 goals max, I reckon. That's maximum to max.
It could well...
6 to 8, we said it in the D-League. It could be less than that.
It could well be the case.
Seymour takes some yards, inside 50. Up high, they set. Down the front, Pulfreman dives in. Harper's there. Blackberry says holding the footy, umpire doesn't agree. The ball is 30 metres out from Launceston's goal, who go to the Invermay Park end for our radio listeners. Harper doing some ruck work. Comes down the front there through Marcus Gardner's palm. Umpire says we'll go again. So just a reminder to our YouTube viewers, we're also simulcast on the radio. So you will hear us call probably a little bit more than normal to give our radio listeners the full picture. At the moment, the picture is mud and wet, as our boundary riders have said, and it's tight. It's close and it's tight in. The ball is going nowhere at the moment. 30 metres from Launceston's goal. It drops to the deck. This is where the umpires need to be patient with their calls. Taking the ball from the back line is Godomski. He keeps his feet and he does well.
Up here towards Lane, but thumped away by Wright. It's a fascinating contest.
Yeah.
Bit of afters with Lockie Clifford involved. Inside 50 so far for David Gruber. Launceston 2, Kingborough 3, early days. Only been playing nearly 6 minutes. Tight contest. Rough and tough footy. Out it comes. Quick kick towards the boundary line. How does the umpire see that boundary throw in?
So boundary throw in.
We might have a problem on our score at the moment. It's actually Kingborough 1 behind. Launceston yet to score. Thumped out by Graham in the Griggs direction. He picks it up, gets it to Lovell. He's pushed off it by Harper. So it'll be another boundary throw in.
Where does that come from, Fozzle?
It's the boys in Hobart will deal with that.
1 point. Should be Kingborough 1 point on the live stream, boys, if you're listening. Not 1 goal. Jordan Lane with that behind hitting the post. It was close. Gillow, been a really improved player. Really improved player this year, Bailey Gillow. Very much an outside winger, runner type. He's grown his game to more of an inside mid now, can play forward as well. Seen him take a great mark earlier in the year. Seymour puts his big body over it and says, come and get it off me, and they do get it off them. It's another 2 metres forward, out of bounds, directly on centre wing. Max.
Just looking at the windsock over there near the main scoreboard. It's dropped 100% completely. No wind at all out there at the moment.
Well, that could mean more rain, just going to steady, or it just could be this wet game all day. Harper takes the ruck. Won by Gardner, though. Jamison House didn't dispose of it properly. Umpire let him get away with it. They burrow in there, the Tigers. They've started okay.
Well, I don't think you'd let him get away with it. That's what the umpires have got to let go today, because it's going to happen every time there's a tackle.
That's what I mentioned. It's a tough day for him.
Yep. No, it was well umpired then.
Harper again in the ruck. This time against Riley Ashland. Might be playing that hybrid role. Seymour, we mentioned it'll be his type of day. Lovell clean. High hands to Eddie Cole. Snaps it forward, goes back to Lovell. Goes out of bounds just. Umpire says throw it in. So thanks to the boys down Hobart. They fixed that score. So Kingborough 1 behind. Launceston yet to score. 8 minutes gone. The 2022 TSL Grand Final.
Boundary throw in. Front position Harper. Gets it down. In the way was Godomski. Right goes in hard against Hines. Hines gets it to Jaden Hines. Now Riley with a quick kick. Jake Hines. Handball to Tuttle. He drops it. Chance now. Kicked forward there by George O'Neill. Not far though. Right. Across the ground for Woolley. He can't pick it up. Gee, it's tough conditions. In the centre of the ground, Hines gets territory, the kick off the ground. Chance here for Launceston for about their first inside 50. Reardon with the long sleeves. He dives on it. Picking up is Morris. Quick kick forward. Griggs with the spoil. Did well over Taylor. He knocks it out of bounds in front of the scoreboard.
Max, the ones I think the umpire should pay is just what happened then to Hines.
Yep.
He got tackled. He didn't dispose of the football at all.
He tried to kick it.
He tried to kick it, but he didn't.
He
so
didn't.
to get the game opening up and get it out of those stoppages, they're the ones I'd like to see paid today.
I don't mind the tackles where it's bounced out in the tackle.
Oh, nice tap out here. Musica. Let's fly for goal. Out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, no, if it bounces out, fair enough. But when you drop it like that, clean drop, it really needs to be paid. Geez, music is strong there.
Yep, it was a great ruck work. Bronner wagon.
So Ben Donnelly. You mentioned Fozzie might have the job on Thurlow.
Yep, that'd be a great match.
They had that, didn't they, Windsor Park? Oh, see, there's just a mistake, but it's come off.
Griggs.
Because it's gone back to Griggs off the rebound. Harper flies. Another tackle, this time by Riley. Geez, there's going to be a lot of stoppages today.
I guess what Kingborough would be really conscious of is that the couple of times we've seen them in the last 6 or 8 weeks against Launceston at Windsor Park, they've started okay, but then they've just dropped off after 1.5-ish quarters. They've got to maintain what they've brought so far to the table for full quarters.
Picked up by Golding. Handballs to Griggs. Away they go. Kicks into the centre of the ground. O'Neill in a race there with Tuttle. Tuttle off the ground. Does it well to House. So he could have picked that up, but he didn't. Now Tuttle has to mop up. He's tackled, slung in the tackle. Sizable Tigers crowd there. Reeling ball. O'Neill again with a quick kick forward. Here's a chance. Can they take possession? Oh, in goes Dygan. He went in hard. Now, how does the umpire read that? Fair contest.
Geez, good effort, the Tigers. Then Tyler Carter, the big fella, was struggling through the mud and the rain, and he got there, and then he slung him around like a rag doll.
Umpire McEntee throws it up.
Really
Harper in the ruck.
pressure, Foz. Really good pressure.
Absolutely. Palfreyman, important kick towards half forward. Griggs gets a hand in on the contest. Off the ground goes Matt College. Picked up by Riley. Hands it off now to Casey Brown. He kicks towards the boundary line. It will slide and slide over. One behind Kingborough. Launceston yet to score. 11 minutes gone.
Well, it's just like that, those rugby games. You take yards, you get the ball into that, what they call their penalty area or in amongst that try line. It's really, that's what it is. Take the yards that they can. Boundary throw in. Gronewegan. Former grand final best on ground medalist Joe Gronewegan. It's a kick out. It's Tyrrell. It's Tyrrell. It's Tyrrell. It's snuck through. They're away, Launceston. He got it on the left foot from the kick out from the Tigers, and he got it on the left foot, and it just snuck in left goalpost. And the first goal of the game goes to Ryan Tyrrell, and Launceston are away. They're 1 goal straight 6. They lead Kingborough 1 behind. 11.5 minutes gone. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5, or via the live stream. Bring you all the TSL action. Max Walker.
Yeah, look, just perfect spot for a left footer, wasn't it? Just had that curl on it. And one thing I've noticed with the condition of the ground, we're expecting the ball to just skid on, which we did see it happening in the Development League. But with the rain that we've had since, it's just stopping nearly every time. It's you've got to judge the ball a bit today, boys. It's not coming to you.
Ryan Tyrrell comes straight off interchange too to affect that goal. As it's kicked now by Smith sideways. Not the required distance to Casey Brown. He's tackled from behind. He's taken a rugby maul type tackle. These are not going anywhere. Ball up. So maybe a little against the run of play there, that goal for the Blues. But they've hit the front now by 5 points. Here's a chance now. Paul Freeman off the ground. Stays in the puddle. Oh, Cole met there. Heavy. Coming through is Godomski with dash. Handball sideways. Tries to get it to Clifford. He overruns it. It's on the far wing. Casey Brown gets a kick forward. Paul Freeman picks it up beautifully in the wet conditions. Kicks it high towards Morris. Has to sit and wait. Clifford affects the spoil. Back to Paul Freeman. And it's out of bounds, I think, before Brody Paul Freeman kicked the ball. So boundary throwing.
One thing I noticed after Tyrrell kicked that goal, Kieran Lovell, who's one of the prime movers of Kingborough, came straight to the bench.
And we've got an injury.
Shoulder.
I think that might be Eddie Cole coming to the boundary, holding that left shoulder.
That's a big loss to one of their prime movers, Foz.
We'll get the boys onto that. It doesn't look good, but for Kingborough fans, we'll hope that he makes a recovery from that one. It's now in attacking 50 for Launceston once again. Gillow, little kick, finds Hines, not the required. Campbell lays the tackle, back to Brown. Back now to Jaden Hines, lays back on a kick to the pocket. Thurlow 1-on-1 there with Donnelly, who does really well. He double fists the ball away over the boundary line. 1 goal straight, 6 Launceston, Kingborough 1 behind. We've been playing 14 minutes in the first quarter of the TSL Grand Final.
Yeah, it could be a big injury, that to Eddie Cole. He was sucking them in when he was pushing on that shoulder. So hopefully it might just be winded, but he was holding that shoulder. Groenewegen taps it down, and he goes as far as Lockie Griggs. He's beset upon by about 5 or 6 players who all just pile in. So they've manufactured 1 goal, and it could be enough to take them into the lead at quarter time, even at these early stages. It's a battle. It's a real battle. And once again, the ball goes nowhere for another ball up. It's just manufacturing whatever you can. It could be just taking the chance, getting a free kick. Here's Campbell. Umpire says play on. And it's going to be another go.
Always a nervous wait there when the umpire just waits that little bit longer.
Another ball up. Say that a bit today on repeat, I reckon. Oh, taken in the tackle there was Riley Ashland.
He's doing a bit of ruck work,
Yeah,
I
he's
noticed.
doing a bit of ruck work. Riley Ashland played a little bit of devil's footy back in the day.
I'd say Cole got it more in the
Sternum.
in the throat or the stomach or something. He was
definitely
really
sucking them in.
Yeah.
Hines on the left to Gillow. He has a look. He has a look. He gives it the double fister. There's another goal. That time Bailey Gillow. Bailey Gillow kicks the goal, and the good teams just continue to get it done. Even in these terrible conditions, it was a good give from Hines out the back to Gillow. Another left footer, another snap, and another goal to Launceston.
Might get down to Chris Sayer, who's got some news there on Ed Cole's shoulder.
Yeah, I think it's might have just popped out and popped back in again, but he's in pain. It's his shoulder. I don't know if it's even collarbones, but we're watching him, but he's not well.
Yeah, but he's just in the hands of a trainer there now. He's just pressing on various parts of his shoulder and collarbone area. So we'll keep an eye on that. It might not be done for the day. Let's hope not, because he's one of the prime movers for the Tigers. Great season, Eddie Cole. So 2 goals now to 1 behind. So a significant lead early days in a wet game. Kieran Lovell tries to work it free. Harper off the ground. Out to the far wing. Tyrrell. Beaten to it now by Campbell, who shovels it back to Harper. Every kick's valuable today, and Harper gets one about 20 metres up the wing. Taken by Sordy. He's tackled. And holding the ball, play on now with Paul Freeman. Kicks towards full forward. Front position, Godomski does well, gets the fist to it. Back to Paul Freeman, picks it up, swings it towards goal, into the goal square. Oh. Good work there, Donnelly. But back to Riley, who snaps. Dylan Riley kicks the 3rd goal for Launceston. Just threw it on the boot quickly, knew where the goals were. And Launceston now, all of a sudden, after struggling for the first dozen minutes or so of this first quarter, are now 3 goals, straight 18. Kingborough 1 behind.
Well, Max, there's things you have to do even if it is wet. And one of them is don't do that if you're a defender and punch the ball back into the centre corridor from the Polframan kick. I'm just trying to see who it was. Might have been Donnelly on the last line. And he punched it straight into the hands of Dylan Riley.
And he got plenty of the ball too. Double-handed punch, like you said, could have attempted to take it because he was by himself as well. So
here they go. Free kick. Dom Shaliro gets himself in the game.
Centre square infringement.
You're running quickly, Will Campbell, against you. So centre clearance, Launceston. Get the inside 50 stats in a minute because I have a feeling it's all going Launceston's way. And they start to churn the gears to the mighty Launceston Football Club. Oh,
throat.
That was tough, I reckon. Although I'm well over 100 metres away. And it's going to be a free kick. Good pressure from Luke Graham. So Luke Graham, as the rain starts to come down again, he gets up and he goes Riley Ashland. It comes down the front from Reeves to Lovell. Lovell up. Good jump, good lead for the big fella in Jordan Lane. Got the little cheek massage on the way down in Jordan Lane. They really need a goal here, Kingborough, because they were pretty good early. They just want to keep in touch if they can. Ball comes down the front to Luke Graham. Out the back to Lovell. Quick kick, only goes as far. 1-2, bites of the cherry to Tuthill. He said play on and go. He goes through James Leake, the youngster. Over to Seymour on centre wing to the goal kicker in Tyrrell.
Drops the mark, has time to recover, gets on that left foot. Hines has got a lot of territory on 50. He can waltz in. He gets around Rees. He kicks a goal and kicks it. Jake Hines. Gee, how did he get so much space there on 50? He had plenty of time to sum it up. And he puts it through for the fourth goal for Launceston. 4 goals straight, 24. Kingborough 1 behind 1 point. And that once again, Max, as usual, they get that springboard from defence, don't they?
Yep, they certainly do. Started in their back line. I think it was Leake to Boyd to Seymour.
Yeah, Seymour on the way out.
Yep, and then it was just a spread. You know, the bigger ground, there was plenty of room for them to move and used every inch of it. And how Jake Hines was left standing inside the 50 with no one within 30 metres of him, I've got no idea.
And here we are. We're worried about how they're going to manufacture 6 to 8 goals. They've just piled 4 goals on in, 8 minutes?
Yep.
You know, it's just what they do, Launceston. They did it at Windsor Park with 13 goals in a quarter, and even in these conditions, they go again, this time through Taylor, who got the centre clearance kick. Here's Zach Morris leading out from full forward. Started deep in the square. Thurlow puts his head over it. Harper there. It's going to be another ball up, and there's more rain.
And the inside 50s now,
yeah, what are they for Dave Gruber?
Yep, so we've got 9 to 4.
Yeah, a lot of those 4 were early.
Yep.
2 for the Tigers. Lane had that shot at goal. And look, they haven't been that bad. They just let those few goals go through the Tigers. And here's the pressure. That time through Taylor again. It's just frontal pressure. Not letting any easy stuff go. And geez, they kicked those goals clean, didn't they? Couple of snaps, couple on the run. As easy as you like, the Launceston Blues.
Boundary throw in, deep in attack now for the Blues. Taking it with Seymour from the ruck contest. Dispossessed. Elijah Reardon's there working hard. Handball out of the contest. Here they go. Golding gets it to Ashland. Kicks it to the centre of the ground, but they build a wall there. And Alec Wright takes the mark. Spreads it wide now to Tyrrell. Takes it on his chest. Goes short. Looking there for Thurlow. Gee, that's a good mark in wet conditions. Tough mark. Took it on his chest, but he's moving at full pace. Pressure was from behind from Ben Donnelly. He plays on now, Thurlow. Gets to 50. Sets it up to the goal square. Fisted through for a behind. First one for Launceston. 4-1-25. Kingborough 1 behind 1 point. So Elijah Reardon now to bring the ball back in for the Tigers.
Elijah Reardon looks to go. Good kick. Really good kick. Now they find Lovell. He looked to shove and go. And he kicks it straight down Jado Hines' neck. And Jaden Hines will take it back inside 50. It's torrential rain at the moment. I've got the binoculars up and I can hardly see it. Play on advantage now to Lovell.
Right.
Cole comes back on,
Finds
but
Tom
just
Wright.
running with one wing at the
Thought you
moment.
meant I was correct, Foz. Lovell to Wright. Wright to half forward. Woolley. Cryptic, Fozzel, you're cryptic. Ball goes forward now. Morris on the up. Picks it up okay, but can't get rid of it cleanly. He goes by hand now. This time it's Clifford. They've won the ball back enough, the Tigers. Just can't do enough with it at this stage. Lovell. Alec Wright in front. Tyler Carter. He's there, the big fella. Tries to put some pressure on. They go round in circles through Zach Adams. Inside 50, just good mark on the chest to Connor Solder. Umpire said it was too good because you pushed him in the back. And it's Jado Hines, Juicy Hines as they call him. The youngster in the back pocket.
Jaden Hines clears it up towards the wing. Spoil from behind from Leake. So James Leake, impressive youngster, good cricketer as well.
Yeah, there's a big article on the paper this week.
Yep.
Still 16, hasn't even turned 17 yet. Mitch Thorpe said he's just brought real balance to their back line. With his ability to win the footy, to be clean, to run, to play on tools and smalls, and use the footy well, the youngster James Leake.
Tigers just need a goal here just to get themselves back into the game.
Talk about his development. This time last year, he was playing reserves football at school in the seconds. He was best on ground in the seconds grand final, and basically has taken his footy career right on cue. He gets the footy, there's Leake. But what a year, like to go from that level to that.
Here's a chance now. Kick forward by O'Neill. Can they get a goal here? Kingborough, Tyler Carter. Couldn't pick it up. Tuthill off the ground. Here's Ashland. Hands it off. Couldn't take it with him, was right. Now Seymour against the boundary line. Releases the handball. And it fades out of bounds.
Their desperation's come back again now, the Tigers. It was just that 6 or 7 minute stint there in the middle where Launceston went bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
And they've evened things up again now, but not on the
scoreboard.
scoreboard.
No, 4 goals.
Eddie Cole back on the ground. We'll get a report on Brady Rees in a moment, who's come off with an arm injury. Next stoppage. As Reardon comes through. Cole, handballs looking for Clifford. In the way was Casey Brown. Comes back to Clifford. Handballs towards Ashland. Breaking through, though, was Woolley.
Gillow,
thank you.
He was so clean, Foz.
He was indeed, as Morris now chases the ball with Griggs. Out of bounds. Now we'll get that report on Brady Rees, boys, down on the boundary.
Yeah, it looks like it's his right arm between his elbow and his wrist. It's not broken because he's sort of moving his arm. It looks muscular, but he's in a lot of pain, so it's keeping a close eye on him.
Thanks to Chris Sayer there on the boundary. Boundary throw in. Right half forward. Harper against Ashland. Unlikely ruck combo there. Cole with the kick only as far as Blackberry. He got tackled high. You take the free kick, 2 kicks out from goal.
The veteran, Jay Blackberry, games record holder, turns it over on that occasion though. Maybe just tried to overkick it a fraction. Oh, that's not a great kick either. This time it goes to Cole, as we mentioned, back on the ground, which is good to see for the Kingborough Tigers. Here's Gillow, clean again, picks it up. Oh, it's a hack kick forward. It finds Taylor. If it bounces through, Brendan Taylor, free kick. No, against Riley. So free kick against Riley. Going to go in defence there to Max College. Riley stands right on the square. I thought the rule where they had to come out a bit these days, but anyway. So Beauty kicks it, finds Clifford. Alec right in front, taken in a tackle. Umpire says you got rid of it. Just got rid of it. Campbell will. Good tap on. Sam Dygan. Trap to the boundary. Here's Leake. Good spoil. Oh, takes out his own teammate there in Boyd, and Leake sees it over the boundary.
Scores a try.
His mum will be pleased. He doesn't have to. She doesn't have to wash his jumper because he's slid in the mud. Boundary throw in on centre wing. Harper takes the body first. Body of Ashland. Boyd in for it. He works hard. Tyler Carter in these conditions. Not good to get that big body around, but he's trying hard. Woolley, good tackle. And over the top is Musica, Polframan and Cole. Have a little hello. So Kingborough have done as much as you think, like they've been good in the conditions, but to allow Launceston to kick those 4 goals just really takes the wind out of them. And they'll probably go into that quarter time 4 goals down in tough conditions. And they were just 4 good quality goals from limited chances, probably apart from the Hines one, which was a coast-to-coast goal, and found himself all in a heap of space. Dom Shaliro, beautiful throw in. We come to expect from the boy. They take it, they go this time through Tom Wright. Gillow, high, umpire says play on. Brown to Jaden Hines, been good in the back pocket so far. Looks for Jake Hines. Lockie Griggs didn't take the footy. Umpire says you can have that one. And it's going to be another ball up just in front of us here.
27
centre wing, Tigers end of the ground.
27 and a half minutes gone, so not long left in this first quarter. 24 points the margin. Up it goes. Hit out by Ashland. Taken there by Eddie Cole. Kicks it forward. Diving attempt to mark there from Woolley. Picking up. There was Tyler Carter. Oh, now is that a high tackle on O'Neill? Play on. He might be caught with the ball now. He is. So free kick Launceston's way against George O'Neill, the boy from Signet. Casey Brown goes sideways. Blackberry marks, the veteran. He goes wide and out of house. This is where they launch their attacks from, this half-back line. Goes wider, looking for Boyd. Can't take the mark. Gets the follow-up with Wright. Handball now off to Tuthill. Tuthill has support here in Gillow. Gillow 150. Gets around, gets clear. Kicks to the goal square. Harper nearly takes the mark. Off the ground, Musica and Vectors Riley, but it's out of bounds.
Gee, Gillow's been clean. Just sets them apart on today. Like he's had an excellent season. But 3 or 4 times in the back half of this quarter, Max, he's just picked the ball up on the run.
Didn't miss a beat, did he?
No,
Didn't miss a beat.
Both times, three or four times we've seen it.
Deep in this first quarter and deep in attack for Launceston. Taking possession there was Riley. Reardon picks it up, smacks it on the right foot, gets it to defensive 50. Leake almost takes a mark. Well, Jordan Lane trying to get it clear. Jake Hines to Wright, who's caught from behind by Wright. Good tackle, Tommy Wright. He's one of their better players a few weeks ago there at Windsor Park. Took a beautiful mark, or two, with Tommy Wright. Energetic player. Gets it now to Lane. Slips through his fingers, but gets a bit of a shove there from Blackberry. Bit of a mismatch. Defensive side of the wing. They've got to move it quickly. 29 and a half gone in this first quarter. And they need to try and hit the scoreboard with a goal. Leak with a spoiled front position does well. It's it out of play.
What are the clearance stats there for Dave Gruber, best in the business?
Yeah, so Kingborough in front in that one.
Yeah, I thought so.
13 to 8.
Yeah, I thought they've done as much as they could do around the footy. They're just going to rue that sort of 5 to 8 minute period, aren't they?
Harper wins the tap. Ashland picks it up. Release the handball towards Godomski. Up against Hines. He's going to be tackled behind by Clifford. Ball spills out of bounds. Centre wing, dying seconds in this first quarter. The Blues by 24.
Just watched Eddie Cole come off then, guys, and he's either going to need a jab of some description or get some tape on that shoulder or something because he's not moving well at all.
Dr. Walker doing his best medical diagnosis as the rainbow forms on the hills in the distance. Another shower, looks to be finished, leaving more water on the ground. Tigers would love a goal, but it hasn't gone deep enough in. They get the ball at the deck. Alec Wright puts the pressure on Graham. The ball's going forward. Boyd's there. They don't want to give away a free kick and give them a free shot at goal. Tom Wright, umpire says, give it to me. So it's ticked over 30 minutes because of all the stoppages. You know, you look around, Max, they've done, the Kingborough, their players have been okay, haven't they? Like, they put in a good effort. Here's Leake, up and under, and it's punched out of bounds from Godomski. Like, their on ballers have had enough of the footy. Yep. Carter's had enough of the footy. Jordan Lane's been good up forward.
Stringing the possessions together.
You know, Ashland's been good in that makeshift rucking position. So some things are working, apart from the big scoreboard. Shaliro. Umpire Shaliro, that is, for our first-time listeners. Musica, looking to become a more multiple premiership player. Michael Musica, part of that South Launceston premiership under Thorpe in 2013.
Along with Blackberry and Harper?
Yeah, Blackberry, Harper and Riley.
Riley,
yeah. Part of that South Launceston crew. Lockie Clifford. We were talking off air, wasn't it? It's just hard to believe that South Launceston were gone out of the competition after they won that flag. And this is nearly time. They must be tired, these players. 32 minutes gone now.
Been a lot of stoppages. So Tom McAtee takes the ball on attacking 50. Seconds left, you'd think. Graham wins the tap. In goes Gillow once again. He can't escape. Ball up. So great for these umpires to officiate in the grand final. Tom McAtee's one of the best in the business. Hacks it out of the contest. There does Zach Adams. Touch ball out of play. City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5, bring you all the action of TSL footy this year, culminating in the grand final here at UTAS Stadium. In goes Jake Smith. Harper crawls after the ball. Players tired. Still, the clock winds down.
Well, I'm going to go down there and see who's on the on the clock. It was Nathan Bester and Jai Mountney down there before.
33 minutes.
Doing this game, but 33 minutes. Jeez, Foz.
Been a lot of stoppages, as we said. Gardner wins the tap out only as far as Smith. Falls to Zach Adams. Picks it up now. Gets it to Lovell. Back now to Reardon. They get a kick towards attacking 50, but Michael Musica drops back. Brady Ruiz with a front on pressure. Has to get back now on the mark. Goes short. Finds a player. Ryan Tyrrell kicked the first goal of the game. About the 12-minute mark. That's quarter time here at UTAS Stadium. And the Blues have dominated the first stanza of play here. They lead 4 goals, 125. The Tigers 1 behind 1 point, which they scored pretty much in the first couple of minutes of the game.
I'll just go back a couple of minutes too, Foz. Good South Launceston Premiership player Rory Mansell brought to my attention. Musica didn't play in 2013.
Okay.
He was over in Melbourne at Maribyrnong Park.
Good.
So
Good.
Musica will love the fact they gave him another premiership, but thanks to Rory Mansell. So, quarter time, 4-1-25 Launceston, Kingborough 1 behind. The goal kickers for Launceston, they happen quickly. Hines, Tyrrell, Riley and Gillow. And for Kingborough, 0. The 1 point went to Jordan Lane, who took a really good mark inside 50 and hit the post.
Couple of injury worries. You can see Brady Rees there on the boundary line. The number 8 getting his arm strapped, and we know that Eddie Cole suffered a bit of a shoulder injury. So hopefully they'll be able to continue. Dave Gruber's stats to quarter time. The hit-outs, 17 to Launceston, 16 to Kingborough, so pretty even there. 33 hit-outs between them. There's been a lot of stoppages. Clearances, 16 to Kingborough, 9 to Launceston. That's one area where they are getting the ball out of the contest. Inside 50s, 13 to the Blues, 9 to Kingborough. So 4 goals out of those 13 entries. Only 2 marks inside 50, 1 apiece. And the free kicks, 9 to Kingborough, 8 to Launceston. Max Walker, your thoughts on that first quarter?
Well, I was really impressed with the first, 12, 13 minutes of it from the Kingborough perspective. Whilst they didn't get a score on the board, David, their tenacity at the ball and the player was what I hadn't seen them provide in the 2 or 3 games at all that we've been privileged to watch so far this year. But then that 4 or 5 minute stanza where the Blues just went through Gillow, Dylan Riley, Ryan Tyrrell for the first for the game, and Jake Hines kicked those 4 goals. And they'd be fairly despondent, the Tigers, after that little patch, because they did work very hard for that first half of the first quarter. And to their credit, whilst they didn't get the goals on the board, they did get a lot of, be it shallow entries in their inside 50 in the second half of the quarter. But a bit of a worry too with a couple of the boys pretty sore after half hour of the game.
It's basically that middle 10 minutes of the quarter, wasn't it?
It was.
Where Launceston, that's what they do. They don't have to be switched on the whole time. They just have to go for a period of time, and we know they can score goals quickly. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 131 161, and today's stream sponsored by DALY Potato Co. Thank you for your support. We'll take a break here from the live stream. We're back in a minute or so, and we'll set the scene for the second quarter.
We all love Launceston City Park Radio.
for all your LPG needs. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Gas. Call 13 11 61. A sponsor of City Park Radio.
My name's Dave Waller from City Park Radio. I'm with Matthew McGee, Michael Walker, Dave Gruber, and our commentary team, and also on our boundary we've got Tony Webb and Chris Sale. Give us a report in just a moment. Quarter time here, it's Launceston 4-1-25, Kingborough 1 behind 1 point. We get the compliments of the Lonnie Stats boys. Macca, we've got some individual stats there for some of the Launceston players to quarter time.
Yeah, Jake Hines leads all comers with 9, so playing as that high half forward. Casey Brown, a lot of the footy today, has had 6. Holfman was 6, Tuddle 5, Tyrrell 5, Taylor 5, Morris 5, and then just 4s and 3s and 2s. Gronewegan yet to touch it, but lots of clearance work and hit-out work. 6 hit-outs for him, 15 hit-outs for Joby Harper.
And for Kingborough, Lovell with 9 possessions and Cole with 6. Not a bad effort, considering he's off the ground for about half a quarter.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've got Chris down there who's been with one of the huddles. What do you got to report for us, Chris?
Yes, the Kingborough Coach Bumler said keep knocking on. It's going to be 1 handball, 1 kick in these conditions. He's pretty happy with them. Sort of look to them coming back in this quarter. Tell you what, there's about an inch of water all across this ground. It's quite amazing for York Park. But anyway, here's Tony.
Oh, Mitch Thorpe was pretty pleased with all of that. He feels that Eddie Cole's just working with one wing, and they want to really test him out and see if they can get him out of the game. And he just wants them to really go hard for the first 10 minutes because he thinks Kingborough's going to throw everything at them, and after that they should be able to get away from them.
Yes, just back on Cole, I don't think he's got much future in this game. He's back on the ground, I think, but tell you what, he's sore. I don't think he's got much future.
Okay, thanks, boys. Suppose the grand final, you got to give it all you got. No, tomorrow, second quarter action. It's the Blues by 24 points. Here's Macca McGee.
So Harper, he'll take the ruck hit out with Marcus Gardner. And just standing side by side. No run up. They can't get any traction. Seymour goes to Harper. Clearance. Out in front there. Good effort from Connor Solder. Goes out in front of Lovell. Had a bit of the footy early. You heard it quarter time there. 9 touches. The ball goes out of bounds on centre wing, the far centre wing. So Harper playing as that ruckman. Not as much of the footy today, but not so much hard work. 15 hit-outs and just a lot of secondary tackles. He rucks against Gardner this time again. Another clearance to the Tigers. We heard from Dave Gruber at quarter time that they're on top of that stat. And just those 5 minutes, 4 goals, a bit more than that. It was just, 4 goals. And it was like dry weather football there for a while. And Launceston in that first quarter. Can they get one on the board and just chip away at it? Because they're not going to come quickly again, you wouldn't imagine. Seymour, love this sort of stuff. Like he's at the NTCA ground playing for Scotch in these conditions. Fletcher Seymour. He's right around the footy. Harper will go again. And Gardner. Secondary hit from Gardner. Goes only as far as Blackberry. He was on his knees.
High tackle.
But taken high. Clifford dropped the mark he should have taken. Turnover now, Launceston. Seymour again. High hands. Good tackle. Just that ruck and scrum, isn't it? The ball going forward. They're slipping. They're sliding. There's Gronewegan's first kick of the game. I reckon Thurlow was held by the jumper. They got away with it. Good tackle, though. Hines. Yeah, holding the footy. Jake Hines. 9 possessions and a goal in the first quarter. And another kick here. Another shot for goal. He's kicked 61 plus the one today, mate, 62. And what a player he has become in the TSL, playing that more forward role. Sorry, Fozzle.
I was going to say, it's been a good contest, Thurlow and Donnelly so far.
Yeah, very good. Right on him. So here's Jake Hines towards the city end here at UTAS. Wheels and goes on the left. Punches it. It's there. I think it's there again. It is. Jake Hines with number 2. And Launceston now have a 5-goal lead. Just like that.
Doesn't take much, does it?
Yeah.
Doesn't take much. And I think, I don't know whether it was Gardner on the line there that made every effort to touch it, but obviously couldn't get there. But Yeah, great finish there. Sort of gave himself a little bit of room, came off his line a bit, didn't he, to squeeze it through.
That forward pressure there, Ben Dongley. He sort of won the contest against Thurlow, but then he took possession, and Jake Hines wrapped him up in the tackle.
Boys on the water boys this morning, they said to Mitch Thorpe that he's had good players out of the side this year. Music has played some D-League drop. Riley had to come through D-League. Jake Hines even found himself in the D-League this year, believe it or not.
Clifford couldn't pick it up, kicked off the ground by Music. Now Zach Adams with an opportunity. He misses completely. Clifford back to Max College, who clears it to the wing. Griggs in a contest there. Spills to the back. Tartill takes it, sees it out of bounds.
If you'd have told me Hines was going to play D-League this year after the season last year, I would have said, well, that's a furphy. That's a total furphy. You'd pull him on leg, Max. But he did. He did his time. There were some issues there maybe off field. Did his time, and he's come back the back end of the season and been brilliant.
Gardner wins a tap to Clifford. He's getting a lot of it. Dispossessed. Play on? No. Coming back.
Dropped the ball.
So they're winning a lot of those incorrect disposal free kicks, Lonnie, at the moment, as Joby Harper needs to come back over the mark. Their tackling is pretty immense. Tigers will need to answer that pressure if they're going to work their way back into this game. Harper towards half forward. Spills to the back. And run out of bounds. Left half forward for the Blues.
And it's interesting that the Launceston ploy at the moment is Harper's doing 90% of the ruck work at the moment, and Groenewegen, as we see now, just runs back to the square. So they probably think Harper's got a bit more physicality, can hold himself a bit more against the Gardners of the world at the moment.
Gardner wins a tap straight to Blackberry. Left foot towards full forward. Thurlow nearly takes the mark. Reardon, no. Mops up nicely. Has a bit of time. Kicks wide. He's got no one to kick it to. So he goes to space, hoping somebody will run onto it. But Alec Wright gets there first. Luke Graham misses the tackle. Will Campbell works hard. Good clash there with Tyrrell. He falls over. Chance now for Wright. Back to Seymour. Seymour kicks it inside 50. That might drift out of bounds on the full. It does.
Interesting, Max. Even on days like today, you still need structure. So structure, positioning behind the footy and positioning in front of the footy. You still need to know where you need to be, and sometimes teams just lose structure on days like today.
Godomski kicks it out of the fence straight to Seymour, who takes the mark.
Yeah, he's been good, Seymour. He wheels, he goes, he straightens now on the right foot. Hits that spot. Thurlow jumps, can't get it. Riley there on the deck. He'd love a goal. Another one. Dylan Riley had to fight his way back in. I think he played 4 D-League games.
Yep, 4 or 5.
After coming back from the ACL.
He'd play the D-League,
he came,
and then
he
he'd
came
run
in and
for
got
the
dropped,
seniors.
and then, yeah, he did. He was just trying to get those yards. I thought he lost 8 kilos or something. He must have put on some weight as he was coming back from that knee. Gets this one to Pulfreman. This could be a classic. Goes to the top of the square. Hines there goes out of bounds. I think Thorpe said 8 kilos he'd lost since coming back from that injury.
Maybe we should do our knee maker.
Oh, geez, I'd rather not. I probably just need to do something else. Probably run a bit more.
Exercise.
Run a bit more would probably do it. Let you go roll him, still be going down, Max. Need to get rid of that one.
Last me all day.
Boundary throw in. Harper uses the body, pushes out his opponent in Gardner. Now comes to the pack, and it's going to be another ball up.
So still deep in attack here for Launceston. The only goal of this second quarter. They lead by 30 points. The rain starts coming a bit heavier. Tapped out of the contest. Music attracts the ball against Godomski. Crowd calls for a high contact, but umpire said you had your head down, Michael. So it'll be another ball up. With the rain probably on our FX mic here as it falls on the top of level 4 of UTAS Stadium. And showery on and off all day. Pulfreman takes it, tries to fashion a kick. Sordy off the ground. Still a chance. Little kick by Tyrrell. Marked though deep in defence by Ashland. Ashland goes wide and quick. Close to the boundary line. That might be a mark over there.
Leak, I think
it is James Leak, the number 42 on the back. Done a good job. So almost all the players are pressed forward here. Leak to the goal square. Harper from behind. It's thumped into the goal post. One behind. 5-2-32 Launceston. Kingborough 1 behind 1 point. Over to you, Macca.
Kingborough, they stuck on that 1 behind, which was early. Jordan Lane hit the post. Here's Reardon. Takes the ball well outside 50. Well, Alec Wright goes up and has his legs taken from under him and hits the deck flat on his back. Going to be a free kick to the Tigers. And it's going to go to Sam Dygan. Sam Dygan. Geez, it's risky. And it just finds Ashland. As Music have put pressure on him. Where Ashland goes forward. This is why they're worried about the back line, even in these conditions. Worried about the Launceston rappel from half back.
Just can't get any depth with their kicks.
Rees, he wants to go inboard. There's no one to go to, so they're just going to go down the line. Dare we say that they're that 5 goals behind. Good mark by George O'Neill. O'Neill will go to Lane up against House and Woolley. That's tough. Dygan. Boyd now takes it back. Oh, Gillo's got to flow back in front of the big fella and does so. That's a good pickup. Really good pickup from Ashland to Lovell, who might have been taken out after the play. She's on afterwards in the pocket. Here they come. But meanwhile, it's Gillo. You watch the fight. I'll watch the football, Max. Taylor, he's got yards. He's got Morris. The fight continues. Morris has got Blackberry on. This could be a great goal. Jay Blackberry out of bounds on the full.
Good pressure there.
Good pressure from Reardon. Yeah. And the fight, after all that, has broken up. Geez, Launceston would have loved to have snuck one out while there was a little blue going on.
Started with some late contact there on Lovell, which... and Reardon slips over. Lacks a fortune to get the Cole.
Got to get rid of it.
Back to Godomski. Does pretty well. So they're up to the wing Tigers. Can they mount something here? Edward Golding overruns it. Oh, he's in a tough contest.
That's a great contest.
As Seymour now, inside out kick, inside 50. Gronewagon's there. He spoils Taylor. Kicks it off the ground. Back to Reardon. Picks it up. Slippery soap ball at the moment. Oh, Reardon's caught. He'll be penalised. Caught in the tackle by Fletcher Seymour. So he'll take a free kick right against the boundary line on attacking 50.
You're not supposed to be able to tackle people like that when they're running at you in these conditions, because Reardon's expectation was he just shrugged that one off. Yep. It was an exceptional tackle there by Fletcher Seymour.
Short kick in. Cole does well with that injured shoulder. He gets in and gets high contact. Sam wincing there out of that contest. Brave effort from Eddie Cole. Playing on under duress. Cole outside defensive 50. Intercepted there by Smith. Gets it to right. Tumbles up Torp inside 50. Doing well with Sordy. Although on the follow-up, the little kick there is intercepted. That's from Thurlow. So they'll relieve from fullback here with the Tigers. From Max College.
College looks up. Only goes as far as Casey Brown. Juicy Hines is there. Well done. Good follow-up, Tigers. Zach Adams. Boundary throw in. I've got a fellow here about your fitness too, Max. Premiership player for Longford, Jack Denellen, former Launceston. He says, I've heard Max loves a bike ride, but just doesn't pedal too fast. So he's ready to take you on. Good work, Donza. Boundary throw in. Here's a bit of space from Lovell. It's space with a lot of water on it. It's an old-fashioned foot race. It's going to be Alec Wright. What a pick-up in the wet. Here's Gillo. Bounces off his toe. Gillo back to Wright. Inboard Lovell getting lots of the footy. It's a barrel. It's going to work. And it finds Lane. Move it quick, son. You've got players on the wing, and he does. He finds Solder. He's got yards in front of him. He kicks it early. It's a good effort there in the back line. It's going to be paid as a free kick against Jamison House. He did wrap the hands around, and it's going to go to the big fella in Tyler Carter. And 50. Here's the score coming up. It's going to be a goal. He wasn't happy, Big Jamo House. Oh, and Carter shows him the footy as he kicks. I don't think I'll be doing that when I'm 5 goals down. But anyway, so be it. Jamison House, he did lock on early, and he gave away the free kick and then gave away a 50, and Carter showed him the footy. So they're away. Kingborough, 117 trail Launceston 5-2-32. I saw on the chat here on the YouTube that the Bristol Bruiser put up there that the lowest score in a TSL Grand Final in its current incarnation was 4-9-33 by Lauderdale in 2018. So the record could be there today, but that's going to help. I read that before that goal.
Okay, so...
That was better though, Max. They got the ball moving. They got it on. They got the overlap.
Yep, they've got to do a bit more of that. And still a long way back yet, though, in these conditions.
Gardner wins the tap. Gillow there, shovels it. Gets it to Harper. Sideways kick off the hand of Palfreyman. Back to Lockie Clifford. Tries to kick it off the deck. In goes Lovell. Clifford a second time. They're winning some clearances again here, the Tigers. Front edge of the centre square. George O'Neill will get a free kick here. I think, is it George O'Neill or is it coming now to Luke Graham instead? So the sun's starting to peek through here in between showers. Luke Graham says he's going to go long, and he does so. Lane puts one hand up, falls to the front. Jado Hines gets it. Smith just clears the area to space. Runners wanted. Now, if this goes out, that might be deliberate, I'd say. That's what the umpire says. Jake Smith, insufficient intent.
I reckon it's the only time today that the ball's actually rolled on. You know, look, he's kicked it 50 or 60 metres, but he's gone straight towards the boundary. So that was the costly error then by Jake Smith.
So free kick on the far side. Looks like that might be Connor Salter again. Up towards Lane, who nearly takes a strong mark. At the front, Lovell gets it back again to Salter, working his way into the game. Ex-Brighton and Glenorchy player, he kicks inside 50, not a bad result. It's out of bounds.
As I said, if they can stop Launceston, you know, 1 or 2 goals, stop them in their tracks, chip away at this lead, 3/4 time, you could easily even it up in these conditions at 5 goals apiece.
Yep.
I'm asking a lot, but, you know, it can be possible.
If they could get another one in the next 10 minutes and hold Launceston to not getting one, they would go in with a lot of confidence.
Here's Bailey Gillow. Little kick up the wing. Groenewegen thumps it on towards Taylor. Back, nice handball. Finds Harper, who kicks towards half forward now. It might be a downfield kick here. The whistle on play. And there's a bit of a scrap in the middle with Eddie Cole involved.
Free kick to Morris, is it? Free kick to Morris on the outer wing.
Yep.
Lockie Griggs will hold the mark. If they give away another, it could be another 50 here. It'd make an... Oh, jeez! Oh!
Player's gone down.
Oh! I saw a bit happening.
Okay, it's inside 50. Mark taken. Jake Hines, I think it is.
Oh, my goodness.
He's taken the mark. 10 metres in.
Well, I don't know if our cameraman got that on camera.
We might reserve our judgment because...
oh, geez, I could see that. Oh.
There's Jake Hines with the ball. He's already kicked 2 today. 1 in the first, 1 early in this quarter. Godomski on the mark. He's about 20 metres out, tough angle. Jake Hines to answer that one from Carter. He misses near side. 5-3-33. Kingborough 1-1-7.
Well, Boyd's up, thankfully. He copped a ripper of a jab. I won't dob who did it if it's not on camera, but goodness gracious me. It wasn't good.
Lockie Griggs kicks out the fence. It's not a great kick from Griggs. Out of bounds on the full. So it's going to be a free kick here. Going the way of Joby Harper.
Just got to hold their nerve, Kingborough. They're frustrated. Launceston will keep flying bodies at them. Keep going strong at the footy. Harper hit the spot. Who's going to fly? Good fly. Oh, it's that man Hines. He's that man Hines. Jake Hines. He's too big. He's too strong. And he's too good today, even in these conditions. He was the leading possession getter after the first quarter with a goal. He's been good again. He's kicked 1 in this quarter.
That was an uncontested mark, though.
Yeah, it was a clean mark too, though, wasn't it?
It
the
was
ball
very
just hits
clean.
the big mitts. So Jake Hines for number 3. Well, he's well off the mark. And he's kicked the goal. Well, that was strange. Jake Hines kicks the goal, but he was nowhere near the line of the mark, which was held by Lachlan Godomski. So either Godomski moved across, which I think the umpire said you did. Yeah, anyway, so be it. 3 goals to Jake Hines, dominant player on the ground. He's got that Dustin Martin feel about him, Max, you and your Tigers, hasn't he? He's just dominant in big games. He's kicked 3, similar body size. He's good.
With all respect to Jake Hines, I don't think he's Dustin Martin.
He's like him. He goes forward with the body on him. He goes forward, he kicks
that's
goals.
different to liking him.
He might win the medal.
I'll tell you what, on a day
He
when
might win the medal already.
a day when it's hard to take marks inside 50, he's snapped 2 there in about a minute. Kick out of the middle. Launceston in attack again. It's getting really muddy in that middle now. Haven't seen that for many a year here at UTAS Stadium. as the rain continues to fall. Some stats from Dave Gruber. Clearances, Launceston now on top in that stat, 7-2 in this quarter. Inside 50s, 8-4, Launceston's way.
Do you make a move on Hines, Max?
Oh,
like Godomski. Who else though? Who else? You know, Reardon. You take Reardon. You don't want Reardon to be defensive.
Yeah, Ben Donnelly's doing pretty good on Thurlow. So
you rob Peter to play Paul, don't you?
So we're forward now, still for Launceston. There's just a lot of players highly on top of the ball. So there'll be another stoppage. So 2-1 in this second quarter. Launceston lead 39-7. 2 goals to Hines in this quarter. 1-2 Tyler Carter for the Tigers. As it worked to the side of the stoppage. Out comes the handball from George O'Neill. Finds Lovell. They might be able to build something here now with Lane. Up against Wright. Good battle today. They both see it out of bounds. So they've got it up to centre wing.
College has done really well on Riley as well today.
Yeah,
a young guy, up and coming. It'd be good.
Very well. The wingman Cam Brown said to us maybe Griggs goes on to Hines. We'll wait to see.
Boundary throw in. Won by Gardner. Nobody can get it clear. Clifford does pretty well. Up here towards O'Neill. Accompanied by Boyd. Connor Solder sees it over. So they've got it now to right half forward. Macca.
With no round the grounds footy-wise today, Foz, I'll take you to Randwick. Of course, bet responsibly. The best sprinter in the world, Nature Strip, has just won at Randwick.
Okay.
And Animo won there today. It's the Cox Plate favourite. So around the grounds, that's around the grounds at Randwick for all of our racing listeners and viewers. Of course, bet responsibly. And Kingborough, they need to bet on 5 and a bit goals here to get back into this. There's water laying on the ground. We haven't seen a TSL grand final like it.
Get down to Chris Sayer.
Yes, Fletcher Seymour just went on the ground, and the last instructions ran out was Fletcher, settle them.
Okay.
There we go. So Mitch Thorpe and the crew there just keeping their heads. And it's another ball up on centre wing. So 6-3-39 if you've just joined us. Launceston kicked 4 quick goals in the first quarter. They blew the game apart after an even start. Kingborough have managed 1 this quarter. They're 1-1-7. Listen to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. Kingborough versus Launceston 2022 TSL Grand Final. And this ball's not going far. 20-minute mark gone here in the second quarter, Max.
And Hines is full of confidence at the moment. He's just told everyone, get out of the 50. This is my game. You know, we've got Thurlow floating back in there now, but what a combination of Thurlow and Hines just inside the 50 by themselves. Makes it very hard for the Tiger defenders.
Ball's on the wing. Boyd shovels it to Hines. That's Jaden Hines. Kick round the corner. Nearly a mark taken there by Harper. But free kick's going to come back now to Gardner. So Gardner, short. Nice kick to Luke Graham. They build something here, the Tigers. And they just stay in touch at half time. Graham kicks towards the half-forward area. A free kick there to Jordan Lane against Alec Wright. High contact in the marking contest. So Lane, he'll now get the ball inside 50 here. A lot of players flooding back. Spills out to the boundary line off the hands of Tom Wright. Boundary throw in.
And they've been able to do it 2 or 3 times, haven't they, Dave, where they've had the opportunity, the Kingborough Tigers, they get that first possession settled, second possession settled. It's the third one where they either haven't got an option and they've got to kick it long and high in the air, or they've just coughing it up.
Boyd tackled, good tackle, coughed it up there himself, did Jacob Boyd. Now to Seymour though, and they'll clear it. Reardon there, couldn't quite take it. Taylor with a little handball, and that was high contact there, Hines on his opponent. That's Rees, who's struggling with that arm injury. Now it's going to come back to Brady Rees. I don't think that helped the arm that he's got strapped up there, the right arm. Anyway, he's got a free kick, another forward 50 entry. Forward 50s this quarter. 8 to Launceston, 5 to Kingborough. Rees. Ball fades into the pocket. No one can take the mark off the contest. Now we got
front on contact, I reckon.
Free kick.
Yeah, Launceston.
Going to come back to Jacob Boyd.
The Tigers forward threw himself at the ball going the same way as the ball, and you know he just took the Launceston defender out. I think that might have been Riley Ashland. It was a really gutsy piece of play. They look for Hines again. He's on fire. Ball goes over his head to Thurlow. tight on the boundary line, Brendan Taylor. And the ball goes out of bounds. Excuse me. Boundary throw in. Another shower developing over on the hills, Foz, or has that just left us? Coming from the other side.
I think we'll get a bit more before the end of the game.
I reckon. Odds are. Here's Musica. Left foot out of bounds. On the full.
Rain coming down the Tamer, Foz, is it?
Yeah, just showers just keep on coming. We'll get a few sunny patches in between.
Lockie.
So the ground's pretty heavy.
Lockie Clifford. Lockie Clifford. Up the line. Not going to go much further than those defenders in Boyd. Comes down the back, though. Oh, if they could have got it over the top there, the Tigers, they were away.
You wouldn't want to be away in, camping in this sort of weather, would you? You wouldn't be in the caravan club at Greens Beach or anything. Stephen Proctor, you wouldn't want to go down there over the weekend,
Don't tell me the Proc's down there, is he? My God. We do have modern technology that tells the forecast these days. It was always going to rain today.
It's coming straight
No
up.
doubt he's listening, though, the Proc.
Oh, he loves the caravan club.
Ball goes out of bounds. Not any time for golf down there today. The weather down at Greens Beach.
They're just hanging in there, the Tigers, aren't they?
Oh, they're hanging in, Foz, but they're 5 goals down.
And they've got to just make some inroads.
They are.
Yep.
Boundary throw in, centre wing. Harper goes at it again with the big fella in Gardner. Down the bottom of the pack. No, snap over. Comes out now, that's O'Neill. Scrubby kick forward. I reckon they're just going to try and kick to space and just run onto it and just, if they lose by 10, you lose by 10, but you just got to kick goals. Here's Hines. Jaden Hines. Smother, well done, Campbell. Second game back. Look at that. It's like going down the Ulverston water slide, Max. The water is flying. They got to get this ball on the up. They can't. Over the top, Jamison House. Comes back now. Tackle. Tuddill. Caught. Well done. Ashland. I reckon he's been a good player, Ashland. Good hit up. Good lead. Good mark by the big fella there in Connor Solder. Solder tries to play on. Kieran Lovell off the deck. 1-2 bites of the cherry. I reckon they'll have to pay it. Off the deck. Was the hand on it? The Launceston player claimed he had the hand on it.
Bit of a conference.
The umpires are going to confer. Max loves the conference. Too soon, Max? Music has said he touched it. Umpires. Touch ball. Touch ball.
It's a
Kieran
big one.
Lovell. 2 bites of the cherry. So that could have been the one they needed before half-time, and they're away again, Launceston.
Yeah, Connor Solder. I mean, it was a tough shot with a wet ball, but maybe he could have gone back and had a direct shot. Anyway, Seymour gets it to Smith. Rebound footy here from Launceston. Front position. There was Morris off hands. Here's Taylor against the boundary line. Left foot. Measures the kick beautifully to Morris. Calm play there, Brendan Taylor. Now Morris, probably right on his limit. He might settle for a shot here. Looks like he's going to. So, yeah, look, it was all very frenetic in the goal square there. And I thought from this distance, Lovell had got possession of got a clean kick on the ball.
No, well, he had 2 goes at it. The
Yeah.
first one was clean, didn't touch it.
Morris for goal. Gonna fall a little bit short, I think. Knocked through there by Cooper Sorty for a behind.
It's as if he tried to toe poke it through.
Yep.
And
just in the conditions.
Yeah,
It never didn't go anywhere.
just stuck in the mud.
Stuck in the mud. Quick shout out to Foz to my Port Douglas Crocodile boys in the grand final today up in Cairns against the Cairns City Lions. They've had a couple of big finals wins, the Crocs. Matty Lasky's the footy manager up there, so all the best to local boy Matty Lasky.
Max College gets it up the wing, off hands to Jordan Lane. Now, how did umpire read that one? Tommy McEntee thinks it's okay. Throw in.
Cool as a cucumber then, wasn't he?
So Max College.
I've had a bit of feedback too that maybe that goal umpire got that wrong.
Okay,
I don't know if there's a spectator up that end of the ground or can see it, but anyway, doesn't matter now because it didn't go down as a goal.
Boundary throw in. Gardner tries to get a tap now. There's a ruck infringement. It's going against Gardner. The way of Joby Harper. Not happy there, the Tiger supporters. He's got a little outlet 45 kick here in Tyrrell. He plays on. Kicks to half forward. Front position there was Godomski. Didn't take the mark. On the follow-up at Hines. Gets the call from Seymour. Smart tap to Riley. Can he pick it up? Just eludes him, and Brady Reeves does it pretty well and sees it through for a behind. So things that look easy in a dry day, I can tell you, don't look easy or aren't easy out there.
Oh, geez, Reardon. He takes it on. He gives it straight to Pulfreman, who says they don't argue. He looks on the outside. Lovell been really good. Goes back to Reardon. Up and under kick. Ooh. Oh, geez, they fly. Jake Hines. Yeah. Jake Hines going to get a free kick. Oh, he's hurt the elbow, the arm. He's going to get up, though. The Dusty Martin likeness.
He got crunched there.
Max. I'll tell you what, I've had more feedback that was the correct call. Reminds me of a few weeks ago up at the Gabba where there was a lot that said it was a goal. I went, sorry, Max. Too soon?
Way too soon.
It continues to be too soon.
We could have been playing in the big dance next week, Matthew.
Well, actually, I've had 2 people now tell me that it was touch. So, 2-1. Yep. No goal. Jake Hines, he's kicked 3. Let's call him the difference if he kicks this one. Hines, we're right behind it. Oh, it's real good. King Hines. Jake Hines has kicked 4 in the first half in a game that is in awful conditions, and it is absolute party time. 7-5-47 Launceston. Kingborough 1-2-8. He's kicked 3 goals in this second term, which has gone 30 minutes.
So
do we get paid overtime today, Foz?
A 4-goal margin, which it could potentially be, has now run out to 6. So it's a pivotal moment in the game, isn't it?
Yep, it certainly is. And he's giving the Kingborough backs a terrible headache at the moment, isn't he, Jake Hines?
Terrible. That was a free kick. Has he changed opponents? No, still Godomski.
No, still Godomski.
I don't know if there's anyone else with that body size, shape and speed that can go with him.
Gardner wins the tap from the middle. Picked up by Gillow, taken off him though by Lovell. Big puddles there in the centre square. Nice by Dygan. O'Neill hesitated. He who hesitated is lost, as they say, but he's not penalised with holding the ball.
I'll tell you what, though, you mentioned it before. He's saying, give me the 50 now.
Oh,
so Godomski's won out against Hines, and Hines is just the king.
Trying to barge through there was Harper. So it'll be another ball up. Inching it forward here, the Tigers. Gardner winning a lot of taps at the moment. Fumbled by Riley. Knocked off it was Tyrrell, but Seymour wins another possession. To half forward to Thurlow, who's been fairly quiet. Now to Hines again. Godomski does well on this occasion. Gets clear. Gets the handball away to Griggs. He gets his feet taken from under him, Lockie Griggs. And he'll get the free kick. Margin is 39 points. Close to half time. 30 and a half minutes.
In a long first half. Dave Gruber's run out of ink. All these clearance.
Long from Griggs. Riley with the two-fisted
kick.
Spoil there. Now free kick.
Yeah, Pulfreman held without it against Eddie Cole, Foz.
So Pulfreman, 70 out from goal. As this ground continues to get muddy, which we haven't seen here for a long time, but there's been a lot of rain and a fair bit of traffic on this ground through the week. Pulfreman, the hot spot. Oh, opposed there was Campbell. He couldn't take the mark. Taken by Gardner. He's tackled front on there by Gillow. Another ball up.
Kingborough's, enthusiasm would be far greater utilised, focusing on the ball at the moment rather than play.
I agree. They're giving it 100%, but some of their tackles are a little bit aggressive at the moment. Here comes Campbell now holding the ball, free kick.
Seymour gave the don't argue and then got caught.
So Lockie Griggs will take the free kick deep in defence.
Lockie Griggs. Cam Brown asked for him to go onto Hines. I just don't know if he's big enough to go with him. Eddie Cole finds Lane. He was pretty good in the first quarter, Lane. Few grabs. Looks good in the wet. Just not enough of him at the moment. Kicks to a 3-on-1. Leak, Boyd.
I'll watch the fight.
You watch the fight. There's another little scrap in the corner. It's another Hines. It's Jaden Hines. As the kick goes forward from Tom Wright out of bounds, left forward pocket. Not much in that one, Max.
No,
the big fella Tyler Carter.
Been in a bit today, Tyler Carter.
Oh, you saying something?
No, I'm just
just saying it might be him being in a bit.
Oh, I'm not saying
Tyler Carter going to go in. He's going to be in a bit here because he's up against Jamison House in the ruck. Tyler Carter up against House. Ball comes down the front. They'd love to just snap a goal on half time here, the Tigers. There it is. Oh, it stopped on the goal line. It's like a goalkeeper in soccer. It was a snap forward by Will Campbell, and Jay Blackberry, like the soccer goalkeeper, was right on the line. And Kingborough, not much going their way on the scoreboard. They're having a crack. There's no doubt about that. But there's a bloke at the other end called Jake Hines who's managed to kick 4 goals. 3 goals in that quarter to Jake Hines. He's kicked 4. Tyrrell 1, Riley 1, Bailey Gillow 1. And at the other end, who kicked their goal, Foz? Help me out here. Tyler Carter. There it was. Tyler Carter with their solitary goal. So half-time, 7-5-47 as the players acquaint themselves. They come off the ground, Launceston. Kingborough 1-3-9. So there's a bit of feeling in it, but in the end, all you have to really do if you're Launceston is look to that big shiny thing over towards the hills. It's got the sponsor's product on it and says 47-9. That's all that matters in the TSL Grand Final for 2022. And it's 7-5-47 Launceston, Kingborough 1-3-9 as we go towards our half-time break, Fozzle.
Yep. So Max to half-time. Look at Kingborough have controlled certain parts of the game, but Launceston, when the pressure's come on, have just had all the answers, and especially Jake Hines in that quarter.
Yep, and just watching the players before we go into that, Foz, I'm not quite sure what the arrangement is here. There's 87 change rooms here at the ground, and for some reason they both enter the arena within 10 metres of each other.
Yeah, they're using the old Hawthorn change rooms, which are now the away change rooms. The North Launceston rooms seem to be being used probably by the umpires and Clarence maybe earlier on in the day.
Yeah, well, she's on in the green.
Yeah, it is. Mitch Thorpe had a go at the big fella in Carter. And
you can't do that.
Craig Notman, the football manager. Craig Notman, the football manager there also. So it's happening on and off the ground. I'm thinking that maybe Mitchell Thorpe might have seen what we saw, Max. His dad, Peter Thorpe's there as well. Now behind the security cage. Look at him, the big Peter Thorpe.
Locking him in.
Oh.
Okay.
There's a bit of feeling.
Let's have a look at Groups of stats. Hit-outs to half-time. Launceston 26, Kingborough 30. Clearances, Launceston 21, Kingborough 23. Inside 50s, Launceston at the moment 25 to Kingborough 17. Marks inside 50, 4 to Launceston and 2 to Kingborough. So 3-1 that quarter for the Blues. And free kicks, 17 to Launceston, 20 to Kingborough. So statistically, an interesting look there, Max, that you've got the clearances fairly even, but Launceston have the ascendancy on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they certainly do, Dave. And I think Kingborough's biggest, to me, every time I watch them, and I mentioned it during the call, they have 1 or 2 opportunities, but it's that 3rd or 4th decision that they make. Now, I don't know whether that's because it is of the quality of the opposition to start with, but they just don't seem to be able to get that flow on after those 1 or 2. And Launceston are happy to allow them to get those 1 or 2 little short 35-metre kicks, or the little kick out from full-back deep into the pocket, because it does nothing. It doesn't damage you. Whereas Launceston, if in retrospect you watch the game, most times when they get the ball, they're taking the game on. There's an overlap runner, even in these conditions. They're trying to fire out a handball. They're kicking it to space. They're booting it off the ground, moving it forward, etc., etc. Whereas Kingborough just seem to be a slow play every play, which is, they've got to turn that around this half.
They've got to be risky, don't they? They've got
they've
got to throw the dice.
Yeah, look, the reality is, on a bad day, Launceston's going to kick another 5 or 6 goals for the second half. So that's 12 goals to 1. So Kingborough got to kick 6 or 7 a quarter to be in this game.
Yep. It's half-time here. It's Launceston 7-5-47, Kingborough 1-3-9. We'll take a break here on City Park Radio on the live stream. We'll be back here in just a moment.
We all love...
Welcome back here to UTAS Stadium. It's Launceston 7-5-47 to Kingborough 1-3-9. And just having a look at some of the individual stats here for Launceston to half-time. Seymour with 16 possessions. He had 12 in that quarter, Macca.
He was very good, mate. Look, it's conditions that suit him. It's horses for courses. But I could just tell in that quarter, he just kept getting the football clearances.
Jake Hines, 14 possessions. Not bad for a player that's played pretty much inside 50.
And 4 goals.
Paul Freeman, 13. Alec Wright, 10. Joby Harper, 10. Blackberry, 9. Taylor, 9. And also for the Kingborough Tigers, Lovell with 19 and Cole with 9. So Kieran Lovell, had plenty of it. But a lot of those positions have been under pressure, but he's giving a wholehearted performance.
Look, I just think they just need to try and kick the ball more to space. Like, even if the crowds, if the players are here, kick it there and just run and go. Like, they've actually got some quick players, Kingborough, like Launceston do as well, but you probably don't know Launceston for speed as much. Good body, good contested players, but just get it out and go, you know. Like, you've got to take it on. They're trying, they're showing spirit, but just cannot get the kicks on the board through the big sticks, Fozzel.
Absolutely. And who do you think have been the better players for Launceston there?
Obviously at the top of the list, number 1, Hines. Fantastic. Seymour, you mentioned. Harper, hasn't had his touches. Different game for Harper today. Just contested work in and around the footy. Continues to be. As we go down the list, I thought Jaden Hines started the game pretty well as a back pocket. He's been in a couple of scraps as well. He loves it. The Hines boys. Bailey Gillow had some good moments, real clean moments there as well. For Kingborough,
Leak in the first quarter as well. Did
just
really
their whole
well.
I'm going to group their whole back line together, mate. You know, House, Boyd, Tuddill. It's just they do the same every week.
Yeah.
Not much difference between their best and their worst. Those boys, they're just solid. They're in the right spots. Same with Alec Wright. Put him in there as well in that group. They've battled, haven't they? Clifford and Cole and Campbell and Lovell's obviously had the possessions. Jordan Lane, I'd say Jordan Lane's winning his position at the moment. He's winning his position. He's taking marks. He's leading up. Those sort of things.
He's having to come up the ground a little bit.
Adam started the game all right.
But he's giving them a focus. Even if he is getting it on, and he for one is one that will wheel and get the ball in there after he's marked it on the wing. Everyone else just goes the old slow play for him.
I liked Ben Donnelly's game on Jackson Thurlow. I know Ben Donnelly got caught and gave away a free kick there, but Thurlow, who's been, he's had a great form in all season really, but especially in the latter half of the season.
Absolutely.
Donnelly, full back in the team of the year. Yeah. So
but what's happened now though, Foz, because Hines is so dominant, Jake Hines, Thurlow's getting out of the way now. Yep. Thurlow's high half forward, getting out of the way and leaving Hines to do his work behind the footy there.
So half-time here, it's Launceston 7-5-47, Kingborough 1-3-9. You listen to City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. Some of the clubs that aren't here today, and we might have a bit of a look, maybe from the bottom up. Glenorchy had that disappointing season, but they're positive. Aaron Cornelius has signed on, but they really need to look at perhaps recruiting some players. They've got a lot of young players there. They're going to need some bit more experience. They've lost a lot of players in the last few years, haven't they?
Yeah, look, we're sort of out of Hobart. Obviously, we don't really know too much what's going on there, but it's a tough sell, those northern suburbs these days. It's a tough sell. They have a lot of clubs around there. Brighton are going ahead in leaps and bounds. You've got New Norfolk, you've got Claremont. There's a lot of football clubs in a very small area. And St Virgil's, obviously Jay Bowden took a lot to St Virgil's of that group. They were typical of a club that had a really good core group of players for many years. They got the success in 2016, fell at a couple of other hurdles after that and even before that. But then they all sort of left at the same time. Yeah. They left. He took a few with him, a few retired, a few moved on, and then they just didn't have that next group coming through. I think they've only probably got one, maybe two in the Devils. Simpson, I think, is one of their Devils players. So in terms of even that elite level junior, they're just struggling. But you're right, Cornelius is stuck with them. They're a good club. They've got good facilities. They've got a good ground, good facilities. So in terms of attracting players, who knows whether they can get some players back like Harrison Gunther or that sort of group of players that are playing elsewhere at the moment. But
it's a classic rebuild, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, who knows?
North Hobart, of course, they continue to produce really good young players, but they just need to, once again, there's a bit more experience in there, and perhaps keep some of those younger players that come out of the Devils. at the club and starting to build from there.
Yeah, look, George McLeod, I think, has had a really good year coming through the Devils program. Tyler McGuinness, both named in that 2022 under-22 side that was named yesterday. So they've got a few players in that. They've got more coming through, good juniors. Their under-16s are good. Their under-18s we've seen been pretty successful this year as well. Just missing the grand final. They obviously play at North Hobart in a city club. Good attraction there as well. And they've had a few drop out at the top end too, haven't they? Hugh Williams Senior has retired. Foz, is that correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
he did.
And obviously French. French as well. Retired from playing.
So North Launceston, of course, the club that we follow here, perhaps lost experienced players over the years, replaced them pretty well, but this year was sort of a year where they had a lot of young players and perhaps they didn't have as big as an experienced core as they used to.
No, look, and I think they were a bit of a victim of injury as well. We saw Simpson miss a fair chunk of the season. Stingle didn't get a real run on. I think he only played 9 games this season. But look, right until that last week, they were still in finals contention, which for them, I think, Bradley Cox-Goodger, how many players they debuted this year? It was a ridiculous amount.
20 plus.
Yeah, 20 plus, I think it was. And he himself, Bradley Cox-Goodger, played as good a footy at times throughout the year that we'd even seen him play. He'll stick with them. He's a good leader. They get those players from up the coast as well at the Devils level. If the Devils hadn't have been so successful, they would have got Cowan more and Campbell more and all that, and that's probably what they needed. But they need to attract another ruckman. Alex Lee is getting on. Well, not getting on. He's still pretty young, but you can't keep labouring that. Do they keep Avent in that club now? Does he look to move off? He's had the success. It's going to be interesting times for those here at UTAS Stadium.
Absolutely. Lauderdale, I thought, had a reasonable year. They started very slowly, which I think cost them in the long run, but they've still got that experienced core, and they're producing younger players too that are starting to make their mark. So I think they would see their season as a pass, but I think they want to build on that for next year.
Well, look, heaps of experienced players, wasn't it? They've had Siggins, who won the medal this year. They got the 2 recruits in, Foz, didn't they?
From WA, Magro,
Marlon.
Marlon.
They had good seasons. A really good core group. They probably need an injection of quality youth. Fletcher Hooker is a Devils player. He'll probably play more Devils. He'll play more Devils next year as well. Josh McGuinness has been there for lots of years. So look, I probably thought they would have been a bit higher up the ladder. They could have at least been in here today on names on paper when you got blokes like Siggins and that there. But they just need an injection, I reckon. A bit of a turnover now and just see how they go. They might need to enter a bit of a rebuild as well if those players tend to mosey off to lower leagues or retire.
We've got Chris Sayer down on the boundary line. Chris, you've been in the Lonnie rooms?
I have been in the Lonnie rooms. Quite positive and upbeat, as you can imagine. But Mitch Thorpe was disappointed for 15 minutes in that second quarter. They let it slip a bit, so he was quite disappointed in that aspect of it. But he just says keep running in straight lines, hit them hard, but play fair. They must rate Eddie Cole very highly because they're really going to target his shoulder in this game, which I guess is a compliment to Eddie Cole, but still. And no injuries to report, but whatever happened in the middle of the ground, as Mac has said, we don't want to name names, but they really are pumped up over what happened in the middle of the ground.
Thanks, Chris. So we've got a special guest in the studio here, Damien Gill from AFL Tasmania, the head of AFL Tasmania, in fact. Gilly, welcome to us.
G'day, gents.
Jeepers, Gilly. That time's nearly done, mate. You just made your way up the highway.
Sorry, being tied up.
Tied up with the sponsors, no doubt. They're important.
How you seen the game at half time?
It's been a scrappy old affair, isn't it? It's a shame in terms of the weather. It's the one thing you can't plan for on grand final day. But, reasonable contest. Launceston pretty dominant. Their big bodies standing up and Hines looking really good forward of the footy.
Now, mate, you've had a big year and a big few weeks, of course, going around a lot of the local grand finals. What's it been like getting out amongst the community? I think you went to Bothwell there at one stage?
Yeah, I love it. It's the best part of the job, getting around and seeing all different types of footy. The commonality between all of them is the passion that we've got as Tasmanians for the game, and yeah, it's infectious. I've loved every bit of it, culminating in today's game, albeit I was sort of praying overnight, hoping for a better day conditions-wise, not to be, but the end of the season is a special time of year. And good celebration of what has been a really good year from everyone involved in footy.
Mate, we haven't got long because the teams are out but the umpires aren't. I just need to ask you about the upcoming decision around the AFL team and whichever way it goes. What happens underneath that? What work do you need to do once that decision is made either way? Does the work, I want to work start then for you and AFL Tasmania?
Oh, the work started at the start of last year, really. We started consulting deeply, talking to everyone about the challenges and opportunities that exist in the current landscape and charting a course for what the future could look like. The difference is, obviously, we'll have certainty around the AFL piece then, and then we can attack it and with full understanding of what that looks like and best position Tassie footy at every level to be Tasmania's game long into the future, and I think that's really important. So our ambition is, once we know that result, we've got the work behind us to roll out a holistic vision for what the game looks like into the future, the next 5-10 years, and be bold about just how good it can look.
Gilly, one of the things that I'm pretty passionate about, not so much the AFL team, is that of the VFL team, and we turned down a licence to that, a preliminary licence a few years back, which I think personally was a poor decision. But I keep turning on the television, I see boys like Bain and Lowe and Donnelly and Foon and Bank Smith and Lockhart and Willis, and now I see delisted players like Callow, McGuinness and Walker, just to name a few, playing in other areas of Australia. Where does a VFL team sit for you or for us as a state underneath that AFL licence? Because that's the group I think that are forgetting about here at the moment. They're players that are leaving the state. They're probably not maybe at that AFL level, but what can we do to keep those players, in particular Devils players that finish and migrate into those other comps? Is a VFL licence separate to AFL, or is it all intertwined?
Well, I think it's a bit premature to jump on specifics, but what I would say is that we need to stop the bleed on talent out of Tasmania.
Correct.
And we need to find product or products that make sure we keep our best talent here in Tasmania, still having a crack, still thinking like they can make the AFL and do it here at home. That, for me, is crystal clear and has been since day dot.
Is that a VFL, though, or is it trying to continue with the TSL post-2023?
I think if an AFL team comes in, you see the working model across Australia. Generally, it is a VFL team or similar, depending on the market that underpins it. One team, one club.
Yeah.
I think we've got a real opportunity in Tasmania, all behind one entity. I think that would be a model that would be strongly considered.
Now, we're about to get underway. The decision, can you give us a scoop? I'm very
Didn't
excited.
you listen to him on the Water Boys this morning?
Drop it here first on City Park Radio.
Come on, let it after us. Didn't you hear him this morning? He wouldn't even give it to his good mate Costello and Brown. Didn't even get it out of him.
No, but exciting time. Foss. I think my first reaction will be to look at you whenever the decision is made. I can't wait to see how you react. But
there'll be a Facebook post for this.
Caldwell, guys, big second half on the way.
He'll be there when the decision's made.
My word.
Thanks, Damien Gill.
Part of the contingent.
Gil McLaughlin, Fozzie Moore.
Head of AFL Tasmania. We better focus back on the footy here.
Underway
in the second half.
Third quarter. Let's see what Kingborough can bring in this second half. Harper gets the clearance. Are they going to be able to bring the fight at the football and between the goals? Might turn that mic up a bit, Foz.
Yep.
The effects mic.
There we go.
So we can hear the sounds of the game. There we go. I feel part of it now. Seymour leading possessions. Good lead. Good mark at the front there. It looks like Thurlow. And it is. And see, this is the thing. They locked down on Hines this quarter. They maybe try and double team him. Then all of a sudden they move Thurlow to the square, Max. And Thurlow's the one.
And it's not the start the Tigers were looking for, was it? 50 seconds in. Mark in the goal square, basically, and lining up for his first for the day, about 20 metres out.
So 48 goals for the season. He'd like to tick 50 off, wouldn't he, Thurlow? This is for number 49. It's good for a point. It's good for a point, and they set up now in their defensive structures, Launceston, straight away in the team that they are. 7-6-48, Launceston, second half, if you've just joined us. They lead Kingborough 1-3-9. The ball comes out there now and finds Riley on the intercept mark. Riley over the top, or it finds Hines. Off hands, Seymour. Slow to boot, now smothered. Seymour comes and goes again. And the ball comes out just on the top of the 50. I'll get distracted by some sponsors' product. Ball comes out. Seymour. A bit more rain falling. Strange, isn't it? The rain comes as we start play. Open 50. Josh Woolley, he circles, but it's going to fall short to Tudhill. Gives it to Leake. Max mentioned how good he's been for the youngster. That's a good use of the footy. Finds Tyrrell on the outside. Tyrrell to Pulfreman. Far wing. Set up. Slow play. Pulfreman. Good mark by Gardner or Carter, one of the big fellas. Gardner. Hooks up. It's well spored by Tyrrell. Good clean hands by Musica. Back to Tyrrell. Hands now to Alec Wright. He goes through the middle. They look dangerous again. Good cut off. Good mark there in defence. By Godomski. Tough first half for him. He comes out wide and finds Zach Adams.
Adams goes too wide. Off balance with the kick.
See, that's where he's got to back himself in. He could have quite easily just took some ground there, a bit of a jog along, and didn't just decide to kick instead. Could have done a handball over the top easy.
Kick inside 50. Once again, Lachlan Godomski goes wide here, looking for Connor Salter. Boy from Brighton, thumped from behind by Jacob Boyd. Out of play. 7-6-48, 1-3-39. Rain falling heavily again here at UTAS Stadium. Boundary throw in, falls a little bit short. Front position Harper. Gardner from the back, thumps it straight to Seymour. Kicks inside 50. Thurlow, nearly a mark. Well done, Donnelly from behind. Chance here from Hines. He's tackled by Reardon. So they're giving it 100%. The Tigers back line. They've been under siege a fair bit. Up it goes from umpire McEntee. Gardner wanting a lot of taps. Out in towards Musica though. He falls out of play. Brady Rees there, the number 8, arm injury. So boundary throw in. Gronawagon against Gardner. Gardner wins a tap nicely to Rees. Kicks up the wing. Carter front position. Gets high contact. Free kick, Tyler Carter. It's up gingerly. Take the free kick, defensive side of the wing. Fair way up the ground. Left foot up here looking for Jordan Lane. Oh, nice mark, Jordan Lane in these conditions. One-handed. He's also got his elbow strapped at the moment.
Lovely kick of the ball, isn't he, Jordan?
He does. Beautiful kick inside 50. Now over the back, there could be a chance here. Spills out of play. Might get down to Chris Sayer because Chris, we got Damien Gill there at the end of half time. I feel like he had more to say.
It's just that, the reason why the change rooms are so close together is because Clarence had two teams in the first two games, and Kingborough didn't want to share them.
Cheers, Chris, for that. Boundary throw in. Graham from behind, tackled. So another ball up. So most of the players in the contest inside attacking 50 for the Tigers. Lane wins the tap. Out it goes, Ashland to the goal square. Players fly. Tudhill does a smart thing. Hits it through for a behind. 1-4-10 Kingborough. And Launceston 7-6-48. 5.5 minutes into the third quarter.
So Launceston, they'll just be looking to consolidate. A win's a win in a premiership game. Doesn't have to be pretty, and it certainly hasn't been today, but there's still been plenty of highlights. Launceston, they take the ball now. Tyrrell to Pulfreman. See, there's a couple we didn't see much of first half. Here's Thurlow outside of the boot. Riley sets himself, looking for a free kick. Didn't like the call. Play on, Reardon. Goes back, good smother, Gronawegan. They just do the little things, and they do them well, and they do them consistently well, Launceston. It's a one-on-one, far wing, free kick. Campbell thought it was his, but it's not. It's going to go to Leake. The 16-year-old look for him to play a bit more Devils footy next year, you'd imagine. Did pre-season this year, but then cricket took over and basically had to leave the program. Opens the bowling for South Launceston, bats handy middle order. And he's a terrific kid as well, James Leake.
Out of bounds underneath the bright shining scoreboard here.
As they say, Max, he's one you'd be happy to take home to your daughter.
Is that right?
That's
Lovely
correct.
young man.
I might have even mentioned it to my daughter.
Yeah.
I said, if you want to bring Leakey to dinner, I'll be happy to have him there.
Okay.
He's a bloody star, James Leake.
Joby Harper gets it now towards Musica, taken by Max College. Handball away now to Musica, who's tackled the ball up. In fact, it's a free kick. It's going to go the way of Riley. He's on attacking 50. Riley centres it. Taken by Tyrrell. Tyrrell takes it. Now to Tuthill. Gets around. Kick falls short. Almost a mark. Get a Thurlow on the square. Gardner's back there. Gets it to Godomski. Godomski settles. Torpedo outside defensive 50. But marked there once again by that man, James Leake.
And they've just got no one to kick it to. We've said that right from the beginning. They're all prepared to, push down deep.
Up it goes. Good mark. Taken by Riley. Right in front of goal. Takes the big grab. And he's going to shoot for goal here 20 metres out, directly in front. So it's like whack-a-mole inside that Launceston forward line. You keep a couple quiet. Others pop up at regular intervals.
That's a good analogy. One of the McGee favourite games in the family, whack-a-mole.
Dylan Riley for goal. Kicks it for Launceston. That's their 8th. 8-6-54. Kingborough 1-4-10. Second goal today for Dylan Riley. Game high lead now of 44 points. And as you say, Max, they just can't clear that defensive 50, can they?
No, they can't.
Kingborough Tigers.
As hard as they try, every time they kick it out, Launceston have got those 3 or 4 floaters across half. When it's deep, in the full forward line, they've got those 3 or 4 floaters across half back, 50-metre arc area, and they just keep pumping it in time and time and time again. So their structure's been poor, the Tigers, when it comes to that. They need to be able to adapt. The leaders on the field need to be able to make some changes to pull a few guys out, because it's obviously not working, getting everyone in there and trying to smother it so they don't score.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 131 161. Thank you to Daily Potato Co. for your stream sponsorship in the TSL this year. So it's a secondary ball up inside the centre circles. Down it goes, off the ground by Musica. Towards the wing, Blackberry will win the foot race. Kicks off the ground, towards half forward. Godomski, he's had a lot of it today. Tried real hard for the Tigers. He kicks towards the wing, but it splays out of bounds on the full. Free kick Launceston. Go to Jay Blackberry. If they win today, we're playing his 4th TSL premiership. Go short, find Smith.
Jake Smith, one of the so-called veterans, isn't he, Jake Smith now? Former St Patrick's player. Hit up, Reardon off the fist, but it goes Launceston's way. Casey Brown swoops, misses. Good, clean roving there by Casey Brown. Would have been nice for him to kick a goal. Another former St Patrick's student. A few out there. Good breeding ground for the Launceston Football Club. Eddie Cole takes the mark. Eddie Cole on defensive 50. Takes on Jaden Hines and wins. James Leake going to get beat on the inside on this occasion by Tom Wright. Been one of the better contributors for Kingborough. It's going to be Woolley fighting down there in the goal square. Now,
just the numbers of Launceston pushed so hard to get back. There was a one-on-one contest. Ball went to ground. All of a sudden, there was about 3 Blues around it.
Jordan Lane gets it down. Top of the goal square. Hines is going to repel. Left foot, not pretty, but it'll do. Ball comes out now. They hit on Riley. Good tackle, Riley. From behind, and a few afters on Eddie Cole. Eddie Cole didn't like it. Hines takes the body there of George O'Neill in the contest. Top of the goal square as there's a few afters. That was a good tackle by Riley. Nothing wrong with the tackle. Just a few afters just telling him about it in Eddie Cole. And now it's a ball up at the top of the square. Kingborough into the ground. City end. Hines, got to be careful pushing the back. No. Umpire says give it to me. 8-7-55 Launceston. Kingborough 1-4-10, so 45 points the margin. The mighty Launceston Footy Club going for 3 in a row. They finished the season 17-1. That's a great mark. Zach Morris not paid. Riley off the side of the boot. Taylor and Reardon. Brendan Taylor, keep your feet. He does. He kicks it off the ground out in front of Thurlow, who turns. Harper was going to kick it off the deck. Thought better of it. Now does a bit of a jump over his opponent. Leapfrog style. Comes out now to Gillow. Clean again to Thurlow. Inside 50. Hines from behind. Well done, Godomski front position. And now they repel the Tigers.
Comes into the centre circle. Centre square to Harper. Gets around the tackle of Gardner. Gets clear. Penetrating kick inside 50. Hines front position against Godomski. Godomski got a fist on it. Sorty's tackled. In the mud there. 20 metres out from goal. Ball up. 45 points is the margin. 8-7 plays 1-4. 12, nearly 13 minutes gone in the third quarter. Groningen wins the tap. Down towards Seymour. Clifford does okay. Left foot to space. Bailey Gillow might get there first. No, Harper does. Gillow on the follow-up. Gets tackled. Can't escape. Ball up. A bit of a chance at scoring another major here, Kingborough. They had the ball inside their attacking 50 for a while. Luke Graham working hard. They're the number 27, but they just couldn't fashion a shot on goal. Gardner wins the tap. Tackled there is Blackberry by Dygan. Ball up. 30 out from Launceston's goal. Wigan wins the tap. Lovell. Big possession winner today, as per usual. Seymour snaps offline, one behind. 8-8-56, 1-4-10. So Launceston dominating this quarter so far. Really damaged them on the scoreboard though. It's the one goal. Inside 50s for Dave Gruber, 10-4 in this quarter. There's Elijah Reardon. Will kick it out from fullback.
I think the damage might already be done, Fozzel. On the scoreboard, that is. 7 goals, nearly 8 goals in front. Going to be a long... What's that? The quarter's been going 30 minutes, so we're halfway through the third. Could be another 45 minutes max of this. It's a tough watch, but it won't be for any Launceston supporter. They'll love every minute of it. Down at Windsor Park. Of course, their D-League had a good win today as well in the conditions. But their under-18s went down. Here's Leake with a quick kick, but the umpire said you threw it to him. And Leake has to rush back in defence. So Reardon. Battled hard, Reardon. Could be anything. He was on draft radars a few years ago. Playing off that half back. It was exciting, yeah.
Big mark at Twin Ovals.
Had a really good state game as well, Foz. Back in the TSL state side. And he just still plays a good role. You just like to see him play a bit more of an exciting role. They just lack probably that other big defender, and he has to play a bit more of a lockdown defender rather than that attacking half back. But I'm sure he'd rather play on a wing or, just loosen him up a bit, run and carry in that sort of repelling half back role, Max, like an Ahmed Saad and all those boys now that play off that half back line. Who plays that for the Tigers? That sort of repelling role.
Ooh,
effective.
We've got heaps.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
they've been that long since they've played the last 3 weeks. I haven't seen them. Sorry, too soon.
Ball up, taken by Musica. Spills out. Leak can't pick it up. Seymour does. Somehow gets it out towards Harper. Those two have got the usual ton of possessions today. Good work there by Sorty. But he sees it over the boundary.
I'll tell you what, Foz, the Tigers that Max has enjoyed has been the Longford Tigers.
Yes, a big win last week.
Yeah, it was...
Great win for the community out there. Yeah. Fantastic.
How was the community out there, Max?
I went and reviewed it on Sunday.
Did you? And?
A few tired heads.
Ball escapes from the contest. Leak lays a tackle. Now Blackberry, the veteran, he's played well today. Kicks inside 50. Taylor and Thurlow are there. Donnelly against Thurlow. Great battle today. They see the ball out of bounds. Right in front of the scoreboard. Rain has stopped for the last 10 minutes or so. So boundary throw in. Front position, Gardner. Gronowig wins the tap. Here towards Riley. Picks it up. Thurlow's in there. Players slipping, sliding everywhere. Riley tackled to a standstill by Rees and Reardon.
Regardless of where the ball is or who's got it, they just keep surging it forward though, don't they, the Blues?
Riley dives in again. Spills out. Clifford tries to take it with him. It's a real mud heap down there. Now Gillow. Snaps on goal. Falls short. Donnelly knocks it away from Thurlow. Out of bounds. Deep in attack for Launceston. Some stats for Dave Gruber in this quarter. Launceston 8 clearances to 6. Inside 50s 12 to 4. So after being pretty efficient in that in the second quarter with their inside 50 entries, they only scored the 1 goal from those 12 in this quarter. Tigers defence working hard. Seymour snaps. Misses. 1 behind. 8-9-57 Launceston. Kingborough 1-4-10.
Early days at, where are we, SCG, Fozzle. Sydney have kicked the first goal. Preliminary final against the Pies. So stick with us here in the TSL. We'll bring you all the scores. What'll be a famous victory for the Launceston Football Club, unless something goes horribly wrong from here.
Not quite sure what's happened here. The unofficiating umpire has picked something out and told umpire McEntee that it's a free kick to Launceston at the top of the square.
So it must have been something happening in another part of the ground, perhaps?
Could have been verbal, maybe.
Okay, going to be a free goal here to Thurlow. Donnelly's on the edge of the goal square, and Thurlow kicks the goal for Launceston. Goal number 9, that's his first for the day. 9-9-63 the Blues. Kingborough 1-4-10.
We might get the boys on the boundary onto that one. Maybe couldn't be an extra player on the ground or anything like that, like in terms of an infraction, like an interchange infraction or something like that, Max?
No.
Can we get the boys on the boundary onto that, please? The best in the business down there.
See if Chris can find something out for us down
there.
Interesting
little things like that, just to see what's going on and what's happening.
Might have been your man Shaliro just telling them
Little Dommer.
what's going on.
Little Dommer.
No, I've just got a message from Chris. He's none the wiser either, so...
Well, ask the question, Chris. That's what you're down there for.
Okay. Set him a challenge.
Yeah, that's it. It's a real mud heap in the middle now. Harper goes up against Gardner. Ball comes down to Jake Smith. And it's well taken on the half-back line by Zach Adams. It could be anything this player too, Zach Adams. Like the way he goes about it. Boyd copped one earlier. Jamison House has had a big game. This is that bullocking defender. Boy from Burnie. So going to be a throw in. Right forward pocket here. Tigers end of the ground. Seems a long game since Tyler Carter kicked that goal. Second quarter. Haven't had much to bring themselves up and about, the Tigers. They battled in that first quarter. They were winning the clearances, in fact. And still were they? Still were? No, yeah, still were at halftime. So their on-ballers were doing the job, but then it was just they were getting hurt the other way on the rebound and a few good goals. Big mud pile here at UTAS Stadium, the last footy game of the season on this magnificent oval before cricket takes over. Foz, we've got some BBL.
Yeah, I think we've got a domestic one-dayer for the first time.
On the 26th of October.
Yep, day-nighter. So.
I know that because Oscar reckons he's going to have the day off and come, but I said no, even though it's your birthday, get to school. Jake Smith out to Harper. Morris tried to take it once, twice, then just booted it. Gillow taken in a tackle. And another ball up in the centre of the ground. 9-9-63, 53-point leaders. Kingborough 1-4-10. Sydney Swans 1-1-7. Collingwood yet to score.
From the contest, out it comes to Lovell. Now Clifford gets it, Edward Golding. Kicks it inside 50. Lane in a wrestle there with House. House did pretty well. Good work, Tommy Wright. Good vision. Finds Tyler Carter. 35 out directly in front. And Tommy Wright again involved. He's a bit of a live wire inside that attacking 50.
He's been okay today in a losing side, obviously, but he's been okay.
So, Tyler Carter, he kicked their only goal in the second quarter. Never an easy shot, any shot on a day like this. But he's straight in front. Left foot. Carter keeps it low. Oh, gee, I thought no one touched it there for a moment, but somebody did get a finger on it. Went through for a behind. So 1-5-11 the Tigers. Kingborough 9-9-63.
Sydney 2-1-13. Collingwood yet to score.
As Woolley gets a kick out towards right. Spills from the contest. Jaden Hines. Clears defensive 50. Here towards Riley. Just holds it in the tackle. Happy for that to happen to get a stoppage. And defensive side of the centre square for the Blues. 2-0 this quarter. Chance here for Clifford. Inside 50. Leak rises high. Off the spillage, Boyd. Waste no time. Just throws out of defence. Centre wing now. Palfreyman off the ground against Donnelly. Palfreyman and Donnelly again. Off they go. So Donnelly away from Thurlow at the moment. Now, what are we saying there? It's saying deliberate. So Brody Palfreyman, the last kick, with that chain of kicks along the ground, was deemed to be deliberate. So free kick, Lockie Godomski. Kicks up the wing, front position, Ashland. Over the back, taken Harper. He didn't quite get the handle on it. Off the ground, Cole. Brave today with that injured shoulder. Tackle laid there by Brown, by Gardner. The 2-14s go at it. Seymour to half forward. Hines fumble. Taken now by Clifford. Needs an outlet. Gets it to Brady Rees. Little kick round the corner. Dropped by Brown. Gardner's got it. Bustled off it now by Riley. Riley picks it up. Gets caught. High tackle on Riley. Free kick. In fact, it's going the other way, is it, Macca?
Going Tigers' way.
Okay. So high contact on.
The reason I giggled there before was Jake Hines came through the pack and actually did a big slippery slide on his tummy like the kids do in the summer
the
on
ball,
the plastic.
just came through the middle, didn't he?
Just did a
Through
slippery slide on the tummy. Oh,
John
trying to take
Lane
it like there was Lane. It's got to be a free kick. Got to be.
And Sam Dygan's lost his headband, so he's got the hair out at the moment.
It's the little things keeping us entertained, Foz.
As now it's the centre wing free kick now to Boyd. 24 minutes gone, so a fair bit to play out still in the third quarter based on the previous two. Boyd towards half forward. Kick there by Ashland up the wing, over the back. Tuthill, Boyd, House. Good tackle, Salter. Spills out to right, inside out kick. Should fall here. Nice mark to Ben Donnelly.
Ben Donnelly started well on Thurlow. Donnelly, nice size, looks for Lane. House pushed him out, I reckon. Just a little nudge, not much more, just enough, and the free kick goes to Lane. Lane off one step, looks up, can't find Luke Graham, ball on the deck, here they go, Seymour. Seymour, it's a beautiful kick, finds Brendan Taylor far side. Taylor, he's got Boyd on if he sees him. Chooses to go a little bit wider. Oh, that's a nice kick too. Harper. Of course, that mammoth qualifying final from JB Harper. A game for the ages, really. 9 odd possessions and clearances, and he was unbelievable setting up this premiership. Been a different season for Harper, missing games with work now that he's a fireman. Of course, we famously saw him just run off the ground and jump straight in the car with the uniform ready to go and the footy gear still on to go to work that day. But as a captain, he's much lauded. Alec Wright takes the mark and finds Blackberry. I think you mentioned it, Foz. He's been good today, Blackberry. We've known him more for that forward craft and goals and be flashy, but he's worked hard, the veteran. Ball comes out now, Kingborough to Edward Golding. Golding overruns it. Here's Alec Wright tackled, gone out of bounds. Sam Dygan that was, without the headband Foz mentioned.
Yep.
Max, what do you got for us?
I was just going to ask Matthew, what was that lowest TSL grand final score that you said earlier?
4-3, I think. Yeah, okay. So they're well
4-9-33, I think. Lauderdale.
Yeah, 4-9-33.
Who didn't lose by much that day. It was a low-scoring grand final.
Game.
Yep. Kicked inside 50 now towards Graham. Couldn't quite take the mark. Oh, that's a high tackle there, I reckon. No. Play on. Brendan Taylor's game today, like he hasn't been amongst the goals, but He still had a fair bit of the footy and doing those hard things.
And he's covered a lot more ground today as well. You normally see him just hovering around inside that 50-metre arc, covering for his teammates, applying the tackles and that, but we've seen him work up and down the ground a lot more today.
Riley Ashland kicks it to the pocket. They're looking for Jacob Woolley. Jacob Woolley gets in the way.
Josh Woolley, thank you.
Snap for goal. That's pretty good. It's a goal.
Touched off hands, they're calling it, but they won't get it.
I think that's Luke Graham there, number 27. He's a real sharp shooter. Beautiful snap from the pocket. And that's something for the Tigers fans to cheer about. They've made their way up the highway. Nice snap there from Luke Graham. That's his first. 2-5-17 Kingborough. Launceston 9-9-63.
Probably evens up that earlier one up the top end, guys, where a few people a bit closer to it than us suggested that it wasn't touched.
Yeah, so...
I think most said it was, though. I think my social media online poll said the umpire made the right call.
As the rain comes in again, we had a bit of a spell from it pretty much since half-time. From the centre, Jake Smith gets it to Seymour. Another possession for the Launceston champion. Nice mark going back with the flight there, Zach Adams. And that might be 50. No, umpire just calls him back on the mark.
More rain, Foz.
Yep. Torrential again.
That's what we need.
Out here towards George O'Neill, who does pretty well. Gets the handball away. He hasn't got any support, though. Tartil shovels it out. That's the best way I can describe it to Seymour. Handball sideways to Tyrrell. Up the wing. Finds Harper. Takes a juggling mark. Harper towards half forward. Thurlow. Now that might be out in the full. It is. He slid from the mark. It went off his boot. In fact, it was Morris up there. Very quick kick to Zach Adams. Adams up the wing. Tigers would love another one just before three-quarter time.
Tell you one player we haven't called much this quarter is Kieran Lovell.
Yeah, he's had quite a quarter.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. He had quite a few possessions to half-time. I'll just check on that again. 19 to half-time.
Yeah,
so.
Jake Smith is standing right next to him. He's probably done a pretty good job, I reckon, because he has been in the centre clearances, Jake Smith as well.
Paul Freeman up the wing. Nice mark, Morris. 29-minute mark. The third quarter, the TSL Grand Final. Will Campbell, diving mark in defence. So he's done a pretty good comeback, Will Campbell, from a terrible injury. He goes over to Donnelly, who couldn't take the mark. Chance, that was Blackberry, centres the ball. Overrunning it was Max College. Opens the door for Riley, who snaps a goal and kicks his third in the Grand Final. Don't give him half a sniff, Dylan Riley. He'll make you pay. And Max College there just overran the ball. Riley was there hovering, and he snapped through a goal. 10-9-69, 2-5-17. And, he's made a good return from that bad knee injury. We know what it's like to come back from an ACL, Max. But game by game, he showed improvement.
Yeah, well, missed most of last year, wasn't it? Last year?
Yeah. And into this year, yeah.
Mitch Thorpe will be absolutely wrapped for him too. Mitch Thorpe's one that stood by him through some tough times from his South Launceston days. He went to Devonport with Mitch Thorpe as well. Former Deloraine player as well, Dylan Riley. He played really good Tassie Mariners footy back in the day off a half-back flank. And, Mitch Thorpe will just be really, really pleased from a personal level for him. Yes, Fozzie.
About Fletcher Seymour's possessions, Darren Lovell, thanks to Darren for his stats today.
Second best in the business in personal stats is the best.
30 possessions
Yeah.
so far in this game, with still a quarter to go.
All right. I don't know. We have to vote on the medal, but not say who we think. Haven't been given the call, Foz.
Not sure yet.
Okay, we better not say who we'd give the medal to, or who might be in for it. Sydney have got off to a flyer, boys. 4-2-26. Lead Collingwood 0-0-0.
Kick from Blackberry, dropped by Boyd, front edge of the centre square.
I think we might have picked that one, Max, before the game.
George O'Neill. There's a free kick back on play. Gee, the water is fairly deep there in those puddles near the centre circle. It's going to come back to right. He's got so many options to his right. There's Alec Wright. He gets one now to Jake Smith inside 50. Fletcher Seymour takes the mark. Probably outside his range in these conditions. But his possession number 31 gets it off now to Jake Smith, who snaps towards goal. Off hands, College just knocks it through. 10-10-70. Launceston Kingborough 2-5-17, 31 and a half minutes gone. Here's Matthew McGee.
Geez, I tell you what, they're long quarters. Reardon look to kick, gives the hands. Get to you in a minute, Maxwell. Kingborough, they're trying to work his leak, takes the mark on his chest. A couple of those good intersect marks. The 16-year-old yet to turn 17, grade 11 student. Hit up, Reardon, punches double fister. Pulfreman puts the head over it, Reardon follows up. Here's Gardner, gives it over to the big fella in Tyler Carter. Now it goes forward. Dygan, good battle with Tudhill. Good on the up there from Leake. House now right, set upon. There it is. Look out, look out. Contest on. No need for it. Jamison House, you can just tell he wants a battle. Game on, battle on, three-quarter time. Launceston 10-10-70, Kingborough 2-5-17, and we have it all in. Push and shove, push and shove. You've still got half an hour of play to come. Jamison House, he's playing like the Royal Rumble. He's just thrown Lachlan Clifford out of the ring. Dave Gruber, WWE follower. Clear the house, Riley's in there.
It's going to take a while to clear this.
There was another Joby Harper, Reardon, they go at it. Played Tassie footy together. Harper's got a bit of a smile on his face, to be honest. You see that little moustache going. Jake Hines comes in, has a little mouth.
Musica
involved. Even the security guard's out there. I don't know whether the security guard's got anything to do with it. To be totally honest.
Making sure the crowd doesn't come on and say,
okay, righto. Fair enough.
That can happen in these situations.
Well, Gilly might be able to spend a couple of nights at the casino tonight with all the fines that he's going to hand out. Look out, it is close to the fence. Now the security guard's needed.
He's a bit like Windy Hill.
Umpire Ben Bannister.
It's pretty unnecessary, this.
Well, Jamison House started it. There was a tackle late. It was a good tackle.
George O'Neill.
Nothing more than a tackle. A big Jamo. Could be his final game, you reckon, Jamison House?
No.
He's playing a bit like it. Jake Hines is clapping. Mouthing, clapping.
Right, we need to get out of this.
Do we?
It's doing nothing really.
Righto. We go to a break.
We needed a goal kickers.
Goal kickers. It's still a game of footy. Well, 4 goals to Jake Hines, 3 goals to Dylan Riley, 1 goal to Ryan Tyrrell, and 1 goal to Bailey Gillow. That's for Launceston. And for Kingborough, it's 1 goal to Tyler Carter. And the second goal, Maxie, was to Luke Rowan.
Three-quarter time here at UTAS Stadium. It's Launceston 10-10-70, Kingborough 2-5-17. Thanks to Dave Gruber for his stats today. Hit-outs to three-quarter time. Kingborough 45, Launceston 33. So 15-7 in that quarter. So the Kingborough big men have been on top in the ruck contests. Clearances, though, pretty even. 34 Launceston, 33 Kingborough over the day. 13-10 in that quarter. Inside 50s, we've got 15 to the Blues in that quarter, 8 to the Tigers. 40-25 over the day. Marks inside 50, 7 to Launceston, 3 to Kingborough. And free kicks, 25 Launceston, 27 Kingborough. Wow, what an amazing end of that last quarter with a large melee that went on for quite a few minutes. 10-10-70 Launceston, Kingborough 2-5-17. We need a short break here from UTAS Stadium. We're back to the last quarter in just a moment.
We all love Launceston City Park Radio, your local radio station. If you support City Park Radio through a membership in 2022, Elgas would like to say thank you. And as a way of saying thanks, we'll take $10 off your next LPG delivery. That's right, if you have an account with Elgas, your next LPG delivery will receive $10 off if you have a 2022 membership of Launceston City Park Radio. From the smallest domestic to the largest...
a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Three-quarter time in the TSL Grand Final for 2022. And the Blues look home, 10-10-70, leading Kingborough 2-5-17. So major goal kickers to three-quarter time. Jake Hines with 4 and 3 to Dylan Riley. And for Kingborough, just the single goal kickers there to Tyler Carter and Luke Graham. So we'll get down to Chris in just a moment. He's still with the Kingborough group there. They're staying in a bit longer than the Blues. And Macca, we've all seen situations, I've been in situations in grand finals where it's a bit of a lost cause. What would Trent Baumler be saying to his troops there at three-quarter time?
Look, I think he'd probably be saying, look, you should be proud of your season. Let's just finish the game off, keep our heads down and just, try and manufacture some goals. But in the end, it's been a good season for Kingborough. They've made their first grand final. They've taken steps forward. Yep. They had a really good season. They finished the season 13-5. That was including losing a couple of the late ones when they didn't really need to win them to still secure the spot. They rested a few players. So it's about pride, I think, isn't it? It's about pride. It's about having fun. It's about trying to kick a goal. Just enjoy it. He'll talk about next year too. Like, you don't want blokes to get suspended.
Yes,
get suspended grand final. You miss the start of next year. It puts you behind the 8 ball. Unless you're going to retire. But I don't think any of their players are on that retirement run.
Well, we can hear from Chris Sayer now exactly what Trent Baumler said to his team at three-quarter time. Chris.
Yeah, Macca could have almost been in Trent Baumler's shoes there. So, yes, half an hour left. Open up the forward line, kick long, all the usual, positional things. Everyone has a role to play. So, very, very positive, as you expect the coach to be, not giving up yet. So, we'll see what the last quarter brings.
Thanks very much, Chris Sayer there on the boundary.
Collingwood have kicked the first one up there, or their first one. They trail by 20 points.
Fletcher Seymour 30 possessions to three-quarter time. Polferman 19, Harper 18, Wright 17, Hines 16. Major possession winners there for Launceston. Last quarter action here at UTAS Stadium. What can the Tigers bring to the table? Here's Matthew McGee.
So the final quarter for season 2022. It's been a different grand final. It's been one of water and mud, a few fisticuffs. Lots of body contact. That goes out of bounds off the music off the deck, and the umpire says throw it in. It's really been at just these conditions. We're just not used to them here. Lots of rain, lots of games of footy, end of the season. It's something we're just not used to. But Launceston, they put the game beyond doubt, to be honest, didn't they? Even in that first quarter, those 4 goals. Here's Polferman. Party time! Launceston Football Club, Brodie Polferman, a little check side out of the stoppage, and that's what they did in that first quarter. Just kicked goals out of nothing. They went bang, bang, and there's another one. Brodie Polferman, you'd be happy with that one. His old man will be up and about, Maxwell.
Oh, his mum will be up and about more.
Ange will be up.
Number one follower, Ange, and look, front and centre, perfect Rovers goal. Just hit it with speed. Did the old check side, as you called it, and another one to the tally.
Okay, that's the first goal within a minute of that last quarter. 11-10-76, 2-5-17. So back in the middle. Heavy centre of UTAS Stadium. Site we're not accustomed to. Free kick for a hold there to Lockie Clifford. So they'll get their first entry inside 50 for the last quarter. Front position to grab mark, Jordan Lane. In fact, it's Max College who's been swung forward. Nephew of the great Blair Brownlets. Max College inside 50. Off hands. Contested ball. Shovelled out. Luke Graham tries to get a handball away. Tartil with the hands. Now to Thurlow, who's gone back. We might have just drifted back there temporarily. Kicks up the wing. Taylor keeps his feet. Brendan Taylor. He goes towards half forward. Front position, Blackberry. Big fly from Reardon. Donnelly does well there, and Riley, although Riley wins the contest. Back to Blackberry. Goal square, Hines. Good defence there from Godomski. Only as far though as Musica, who breaks a tackle with strength, but doesn't break the second one. Does get a handball away though. Reardon taps it on. Overrunning the ball there was Godomski, I think, and that's going to be ball up. It's hard to pick the players out now. Torrential rain. The lights are on. It's a bit of a dull scene here with these weather conditions. Here's Paul Freeman again. Snaps another goal. Yes! 2 in 2 minutes for Brody Pofferman. The start of the last quarter. And beautiful snap there in these conditions. He threw it on the boot, sailed through. Launceston 12-10-82, Kingborough 2-5-17. And Max, one thing Trent Bormala wouldn't want is the margin to blow out. But it's shaping that way at the moment.
It is. You know, they've got to got to dig deep now, the Tigers. It's the game's well and truly over, absolutely. But just dangerous territory now that this could be an absolute schmozzles if Powerfulman's got on to 2 in 2 minutes, and Launceston have kicked those couple of first goals for the last quarter.
Jacob Boyd just limped off, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Here's Matthew McGee.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about next week, Foz. He'll just have to worry about getting through the next few days. This is slosh in the middle of UTAS Stadium. Joby Harper had 2 cracks at it. Couldn't get it forward. Just goes forward a fraction. Ronald Wigan there. Yes, Dave Moore?
Chris on the boundary has spotted Brody Pofferman's father, and he's smiling.
Yeah, Brody Pofferman, I tell you, not a great game today. A couple of touches here and there. He's had an excellent season, and to finish the game with 2 goals. It's a bit hard to be fast on a slow day like today, Max, but he's done well. Brody Pofferman had an excellent season. Here he goes again. Gives it out to Thurlow. If he gets the ball on the right spin, it's going to be another. It's the post. If it hits the post, it hits the post. Sydney 5-2-32, lead Collingwood 3 straight 18.
High scoring.
Yeah, good scoring. So Sydney were 4 goals up, so Collingwood are 4 back.
Reardon gets it out of full-back, gets it to Campbell. Juggled mark, nice kick to Carter. So they can build something here, the Tigers. Carter, spearing kick looking for Dygan. Off hands though to Wright, who's caught from behind. Not penalised. Taken by Golding. Kicks to half forward, probably a free kick, Max thinks. Graham, nice little tap on from Graham to advantage. Here's a chance for Jordan Lane. He couldn't take the ball with him. Tigers player goes down heavily. So it's a boundary throw in. That's Max College, who I said has been thrown forward. The youngster. So boundary throw in. Little knock down there from Graham to right. From Gardner to right, I beg your pardon. Kick towards full forward. Leaks in there. Luke Graham's in there. Lays the tackle to Luke Graham. Out now towards Seymour. Here they go through Tyrrell. Up the wing looking for Blackberry. Bounces off his chest in the wet conditions. Overrun by Taylor. Back to Blackberry by hand from Tyrrell. Over the top here. Clears Gillow. Ben Bonley does well to come out and get it. Taken by Golding. Round the corner. Finds Reardon. Defensive side of the wing. Rollway wing. He kicks. Up here looking for Lovell. Got it now. Swung in the tackle. Releases. Back to Leake. Gets it towards half forward. Plenty of Tigers back here. Lockie Griggs should pick it up. He does. Kicks wide. The teammate. Overruns it. It's a player in a long sleeve, I think. So that's Zach Adams. It fooled me a little bit.
Yeah.
It's gone the short sleeve to the long sleeve. It's out of bounds. Right half forward for the Blues. They lead by 66 points.
I think he's a player that can really go to the next level with his footy, Zach Adams. He's got the quality to play forward, midfield, good size, can link up. Yeah, look for him for next season. Here's Harper. Probably can't take his footy to much higher levels, Joby Harper. He's been there for many, many seasons. This is just a real slog now. Joby Harper, you can hear the call. Close to the boundary, slung. Adams will get the kick. So Zach Adams tucked away. They still keep just coming down the line. Take the game on a bit. 45 kicks. Just try and free someone up, Max. Just have a little bit of fun.
Well, yeah, just...
It's going to come back anyway.
Get something out of the last 20 minutes of the game.
Of course.
You're either going to get beat by 12 goals as you are now, or 15 or 18, aren't you?
Here we go. Another ruck battle. Harper again. Musica with speed, with power. Musica, top of the square. Hines. Taylor at the back. It's going to turn. It's going to go out of bounds, left forward pocket. Musica just with that power and strength. Wonder where he sees his footy now, Max. He spent a couple of years away, TSL level. He's come back. Another flag for him. Interesting to see whether he wants to go round again at this level. Now he's got a young family as well. It just gets harder, doesn't it, as you get older. Kicking in danger. Free kick.
It does make it harder for those guys, you know, the musicers.
Going to be a Brendan Taylor or Gillow. Brendan Taylor. So here we go.
Another one on the board.
Possibly. It'll be, yeah. So Brendan Taylor, 30 goals for the season. And an excellent game out at Windsor Park the other week. Be just desserts for him if he can kick this goal. Sydney 6 goals, Collingwood 3. Here's Taylor. Misses, unfortunately for him. 12-12, 84 to 2-5-17. Misery for the Kingborough Tigers. They've had moments where they've been really competitive. Reardon goes up the middle. See, that's a great kick, Reardon. It's the one we've been asking for a couple of weeks from him. College on the outside. Here's Lovell. Haven't caught him a real lot second half. That's not great. Turned over. Casey Brown back inside 50. Good mark in defence by Connor Salter. They've shut Hines down in the second half. Kick 4. But it was Riley, wasn't it, in the third quarter. Got off the chain there a couple of times. 12, Riley Ashland. He started the game well as a makeshift ruckman. Hit up, finds George O'Neill. He hits up. Finds Max College. Max College, scrubby kick. Rain's gone for the minute. Jaden Hines. Head over the footy. Umpire says play on. Far side of the ground. Dark heels in the background. The lights on full effect now. Yes, Fozzel?
Just if you just tuned in, Launceston won the D-League earlier 8-11-59. Clarence 2-7-19. And the Roos 6-8-44 defeated Launceston 3-7-25 in the under-18s. So the Blues were hoping for a clean sweep today. They're going to get 2 out of 3. And the Eastern Shore Clarence Roos will take out the under-18s. So boundary throw in, centre wing, 84 plays 17. 10 minutes in the last quarter. Gardner up against Harper. Gardner wins a tap, but shark by Gillow. Up the wing, Griggs dives in. Can't take it. And the ball up. Underneath the light towers, which are certainly taking effect here. Misty Mountains in the background. Taken here by Paul Freeman. Forces it forward. Morris dispossessed. Thurlow to Taylor. Taylor kicks inside 50 to Blackberry. So Jay Blackberry might be right on his range with a heavy ball. Thurlow runs and takes the mark with the 45 kick. He is now about 40 out. The right-hand side, 45-degree angle. Smart play there from Blackberry, but just the endurance there of Thurlow to make space. Jackson Thurlow just kicked the one today from the goal square in the previous quarter. And he comes. This one drifts back and it's a goal. Jackson Thurlow gets hugged by his teammates as he kicks his second. Launceston 13-12-90. Kingborough 2-5-17.
Yeah, another one who's had recent addition to his family, Jackson Thurlow. His wife Emily, so recently I think it was a few weeks ago, not far. So his life changes, Max, doesn't he? First baby, and all of a sudden football secondary. Yeah, my word. But what an inclusion in this Launceston side, you know. Great former Launceston junior, came right through, drafted to Geelong. Had a pretty good start to his career at Geelong. Then the game changed a bit. Probably it didn't suit his role. Went to Sydney once again. A couple of good games. People thought he might have been a bit unlucky to lose his position there. But when a player like that just lands on your doorstep to play a season of TSL footy, the year after you've already won a TSL final, it's a pretty good present, isn't it, Jackson Thurlow? And Mitch Thorpe said just his work. You know, he's been at training every week. He does stuff with the young fellas. He's like a coach out there. He plays his role. And he's had a great season. That's his 50th goal for the season. And good result for him.
This is this bloke's 50th touch for the day, I think.
Let's just see more. Not one of his better ones, but it still takes yards. We mentioned in the first quarter, didn't we, that today is a day about just taking yards. And eventually it'll fall in your hands. That's exactly what's happened for Launceston. They played great wet weather footy. I also mentioned that the good sides, don't worry about the conditions, they're still good sides. They're good positioning, good structure, good clearances. They just kick the goals when they need to be kicked, and that's exactly what's happened today by the all-conquering Launceston Football Club. It'll be a three-peat. Harper on the snap. Not one of his better ones, just sneaks in. Yeah, so 3 for Launceston in a row. 4 for Mitch Thorpe, to include the one at South Launceston, of course.
Yes.
Had good success wherever he's gone. They run a good program down there, the Launceston Football Club.
Elijah Reardon cruises out of the defensive goal square, kicks wide. Jordan Lane's in the front position. One over the shoulder and take a free kick. Defensive side of the wing. A good battle today with Jamison House. Kicks wide here, looking for George O'Neill. Not a great kick. He has to get it on the bounce. Then he gets tackled by Jaden Hines. No prize, says the umpire.
I guess one of the big questions for Launceston now, not so much Launceston Footy Club, but the 22 guys who are out there now, as to how many of them see themselves as achieving what they wanted to achieve, and those that, like we spoke about, those ones who have started with young families, getting up in age, other interests, your Leaks of the world. He's obviously going to hang around, but he's got his other interest in cricket. So it'll be interesting to see out of this 22 how many do front up again next year.
Well, as we saw today, Max, there's plenty in the D-League to take their spots.
Absolutely there is.
Kick around the corner towards half forward for the Blues. Contested ball now. Griggs does pretty well, just throws it out. Hopes for the best. He picks it up. It was Adams who picked the ball up there. Adams and Griggs looking quite alike now with the long sleeves. Lovell working hard. Back to Gardner. Back to Griggs. Didn't take it with him. Casey Brown, low kick towards Thurlow. Clean bowls him and Donnelly. They're going to turn and run. Brady Rees gets there first with Musica. Thurlow. Bailey Gillow from the boundary line. Tries for a miracle. And it didn't happen. One behind. 13-14-92. 2-5-17. 27 scoring shots to 7. Inside 50s for Dave Gruber this quarter. 10 to the Blues, just 3 for Kingborough. So, been struggling to get it out of their defensive 50. 15 minutes gone. So just 15 minutes to play out for the Launceston Blues. One of the most successful eras in their club history. Little kick. Now Jake Smith over the top to Tyrrell on his wrong side. He gets on his left now. Gets a big block there from Musica against Golding, who knew all about it. In fact, Musica comes up a bit sore, so he really put on the old-fashioned shepherd there, Max.
Yeah, he just couldn't quite get enough ground, could he?
Yeah.
Tyrrell then to straighten up to get a good shot at goal.
Griggs to Adams, skillful knock over the top to O'Neill. Brilliant play there from the two Tigers. O'Neill now towards half forward. Graham and Tudhill. Graham used his body pretty well. He'll get the bounce of the ball. He waits for the cavalry to arrive, and that's Tom Wright. But he's marking right on the boundary line. 35 out, tough. Wheels around, kicks to Tyler Carter, who's unopposed there. Oh, he drops the mark. He gets up, he's tackled by House. Flicks it out, Clifford. Chance now, Ashland there, Clifford as well. Slung, not 15. Jordan Lane snaps a goal. Consolation there for the Tigers. They worked hard inside their attacking 50. And their fans that have travelled many a mile this afternoon give them a big cheer. Jordan Lane's first, reward for effort. 3-5-23 Kingborough. Launceston 13-14-92.
Yeah, we mentioned him, Max, didn't we? You know, like he started the game well, marked the footy, had the first shot at goal, he's led up.
Yeah, it is good reward for effort, like Dave said. He's been a tireless worker for them all day and all season, and yeah, it's just good for him to get his name in the book, grand final day, as in the scorebook, not the umpire's book, of course.
I think it's the first time today, Max, that we've seen the Tigers take the ball from half-back into their forward-line goal.
And it was quick movement of the ball, and they used the guys who were in front of them, and that was the difference. They did have a couple of players in front of the footy, which allowed them to get it there.
Harper with the clearance. It's on defensive 50. Hines slips over, opens the door for Donnelly, misses the kick off the ground. Comes out the back to Godomski. Out here towards Connor Salter. That's a nice kick, Godomski. Salter takes the mark. He's got Clifford on if he wants him. He goes longer. Finding a target there. Jaden Hines infringes. And taking the free kick is George O'Neill, who was involved in that scrap at the end of the third quarter. Now Eddie Cole. Good movement here from the Tigers. Dygan takes it. He won't escape the tackle there from House.
Too high.
In fact, he gets it too high. Small man and the big man. And the big man just went a little bit high there on Sam Dygan.
Been an angry man today, Jamison House.
Yes, he has.
Big Budwar kicks one for the Swans. 7-3-45 lead Collingwood 4 straight 24.
Stage of the game we out there, Mac. It's still high scoring.
Yeah, second quarter, 20-minute mark.
Okay.
Oh, is that time to go or time gone? I know how the clock works. Have to wait for it to start counting.
Sam Dygan. The Tigers fourth and they're second in a couple of minutes. Close to the man of the mark. Won't get the distance. Fades away as well. One behind. 3-6-24. Kingborough. Launceston 13-14-92.
What have we got? 18, 19 minutes gone. Most quarters have gone well over 30 minutes today. So at least 10 minutes or so for the Launceston supporters, Launceston players to hold on to their big celebrations. Yeah, early on, that's early on in the second quarter, that game, Foz.
Yep.
So 45-24. Good conditions. Dylan Riley taps it on. It's all Tigers in the centre square. Harper goes back, but it's well picked up there by Ben Donnelly. Kick inside 50. Alec Wright holds position and takes a good mark. Players like him had some time with the Kangaroos this year in the VFL. Good to see. I really do hope, as I mentioned at half-time, I really do hope Tasmania can get that VFL team sooner rather than later. Just such many good players playing here in Tassie still and interstate who'd make a really good VFL side and really compete well, I believe, even without an AFL team. They compete pretty well. Here's Casey Brown. Inside 50. Out in front of Dylan Riley. 2-on-1. Pulfreman lurks. Looking for 3. Pulfreman lurks. Here's 3. Snap. Pulfreman. Yes! A hat-trick in the last quarter for Brodie Pulfreman. The goal of the day. Brodie Pulfreman. What a ripper. You can just see, turned on. Well done, Dylan Riley. He won the initial 2-on-1. Goal assist with Brodie Pulfreman. Party time for the Pulfreman family. Max Walker.
Absolutely. And again, just in the right spot. But great work by Dylan Riley as well. Like he had 2v1 and just sort of managed to tap the ball out the back there. And she popped up into Palf, as he is affectionately known, into his hands and did the job that his team wanted to. Another goal.
Yeah, great to last quarter, Brodie Pulfreman. It's interesting today, we've had goals kicked in bunches. We had Jake Hines kicked 3 in the second quarter, Dylan Riley kicked 2 in the third quarter, and Brodie Pulfreman kicked 3 in the last quarter.
Yeah, they've really gone in spurts.
Lockie Clifford takes it, nice tap from Gardner. Gets it towards half forward, overrunning it is right, picks it up one-handed skillfully, swung in the tackle, and that was a good tackle there by the Tigers player, who gets up holding both shoulders.
Both shoulders.
So it's Kieran Lovell, yeah.
He's had bad shoulders, both been strapped over his time.
Up towards full forward lane. Couldn't quite get to the contest. It's in that muddy patch about 25 out from the Tigers goal. Still about 9 minutes to go.
It's just been what Launceston's been able to do, isn't it, though? Like, you hold one down, someone kicks the goal.
So whack-a-mole.
Yep, whack-a-mole.
I like that one.
That'll get a run next year.
It will. People will forget it by then, hopefully. Now it's still 30 metres out. Clifford works hard. Lovell, nice tap on. Player trying to pick up the ball. I think there is George O'Neill. He finally does. He gets clear. He snaps on goal. And he misses. That would have been a fantastic goal by George O'Neill. Sort of game-lifting performance if it had been a different time in the game, but we're just playing out time here.
Yeah. Blackberry in the back pocket. I'd like to see his possessions, Foz. Did we get his possessions?
Leave it with me.
Yeah, he's had quite a few, I reckon. He's Musica. He's enjoyed his game. Just goes left foot lazily.
14 to three-quarter time
Yeah,
out.
too lazily and cut off. Good mark by Godomski. Stuck to his task on Hines as Hines sneaks out the back here. Watch this little sneaky one. Might even be Lockie Griggs has been on him. Cam Brown's made the move. So they've done well. Here's House. Outmarked. Good mark by the big fella in Jordan Lane. I reckon he's been their best, Max, in terms of, hasn't had the most touches, obviously, but I reckon if you match up player to player, opponent to opponent, I reckon he's probably beaten his opponent more than everyone else. Another shoulder pass.
Oh, look, Eddie Cole. He cannot move that left shoulder. It's been a tough effort, brave effort.
They're cooked up.
Brave effort, Eddie Cole.
Quarter time up at, where are we? Cairns. The Cairns City Lions 26. Lead the Port Douglas Crocodiles 7. So tough start there in 31-degree balmy heat. Here he goes, Jordan Lane. He won the Matthew Richardson medal. That's going to be 50 because Jamison House broke the plane of the mark. So these days, not allowed to jump up, not allowed to stick your leg out. You break the plane. He stuck a leg out, which means that you've basically jumped. You've got to stand still. And this is going to be a certain goal to Jordan Lane. 2 goals for him in this last quarter. Geez, he only just snuck it in. So what did we say? It was 4 goals. What was the record low score? 33.
4-9, I think. Yeah.
4-9-33. 4-7 it is. Still a chance. Something for him to look forward to. Try and get over that mark of 33 by Lauderdale said a few years back.
But they're having an okay last quarter, the Tigers.
Yeah.
They look like they're going to be blown away when Polfman kicked 2 goals in the first 2 minutes. But
Collingwood with 5 goals straight, 30. Straight kicking, keeping the minute. They're 16 points down on the Swans. Second, halfway through the second quarter. Jack Ginnivan, funny enough, in amongst it.
Surprise, surprise, eh?
That's it, funny enough.
67 points the margin here. 24 minutes gone and change. As it's knocked out there towards Palfreyman again. What a huge last quarter. Kicks inside 50. Contest in the mark. Musica might have got a shove. Play on. Godomski caught with it. No prior, I don't reckon.
How many did Palfreyman have till 3/4 time, Fozzle? Thank you. Unannounced. Inside 50s for Dave Gruber.
18.
So
just keep your see if you're awake.
Yeah, he had 19.
Yeah, okay. More than I thought.
Tap out.
Sorry, Max.
Palfreyman can't quite pick it up.
Goal!
Off the ground, Musica.
Yeah, he loves it.
And he bandages his fist to the crowd there in the grandstand as he kicks a goal off the ground. Yeah. 15-14, 104, Launceston, Kingborough, 4-7-31. 25 gone last quarter.
Nothing but smiles. You look out there, you can see their teeth in amongst the mud on their faces. And it's just glorious, glorious glee.
You can see their mouth guard, Matthew. They all wear mouth guards in football.
I'll tell you, they should, but they don't.
Well, they should.
They should, but I can tell you there's a lot of players these days that don't.
Lesson to be learnt. Always wear a mouth guard.
My word.
Yes, absolutely.
My word. Your teeth are too expensive to lose.
They are.
They are.
Ball up in the middle of the ground. Michael Musica. Will he go around again with the Blues in 2023? He's in another winning premiership team as Michael Musica. Here's Palfreyman again. He's knocking up, getting clearances as he gets inside 50 with the mark taken by Griggs. Gets it to his fellow long sleever here in Zach Adams. Adams up the wing, finds Clifford. Good connection here from the Tigers. Clifford, his kick's not great. And Max College couldn't get there in time. Ball seen out of bounds.
Hearing from a few of the St Pat's old boys, premiership players this year, the future coach, Jake Lasky. He's listening in. Of course, his brother Matt, I mentioned, is the footy manager up there at the Port Douglas Crocodiles. Says that they've had a big signing up at St Pat's during the week, Max. A big signing. Former St Pat's
200-game veteran?
No, well, not the 208-game superstar, leading goal kicker and all that. Dave Moore, he's not coming back, no. Former North Launceston Premiership player, South Launceston Premiership player, Jordan Tepper.
Okay, that's a big signing.
Jordan Tepper may be going up to the hill at St Pat's.
Brady Reeves kicks up the line. It's just touched inside the line. No, it's out of bounds on the full. So probably got 3 minutes to play here. It's an exciting time when you're in a winning position for the team. They're starting to get excited there on the boundary. I can see the cameras down there. Tom Johnson down there from 7 Tasmania News. They're going to get the winning moment. Musica nearly takes a great mark. Just spilled it at the last moment. It's on the ground. They're laying on top of it. Musica lays a strong tackle after the whistle left.
We know that we go statewide. Nick McGann also wants a little shout out. Of course, we saw him here before. His boy won the premiership for Clarence Joe today. He said the Clarence are in really good shape with their future. He's really happy with their season. So Nick Bobby McGann, thanks for joining us on City Park Radio.
Here comes Riley now, picks it up, dispossessed. Nice from Ashland to Lovell. Lead up lane. Chance for a late goal here from the Tigers. Kicks to attacking 50, Graham and Tuthill. Tuthill dropped the mark. He slips over, he still gets it. Well done, Jack Tuthill, one of those unsung heroes for the Blues. Lovely little kick. Picked up Jamison House, tackled by Clifford. Ball says the crowd. Woolley knocked off it. Rees is in there. Here's Lovell, kicks a point for the Tigers. 4:8:32, 15-14, 104. Quick clearance out now by Wright, but he's going to cough it up. Straight to Riley Ashland with the ruck duties early in the game. He's got a short option on. Lockie Clifford, the skipper, has tried his heart out today. Thinks about going wide at a Reardon who's drifted. Goes short to Lane. So we talked about that lower score in the grand final of the TSL.
This is it.
This could either tie it or overcome it.
Yeah, well, he's a good size, Lane, isn't he? You know, we talk about a future VFL team. He could be it. Yep. He could be a key forward in that team. Like, he's good
Did you
size.
follow him much back in the Devils days?
Yeah, no, he was good.
Yep.
But probably didn't take as much of a mark in that as this, but played even. I think he might have even played a bit down back at times, but won the best young player in the comp.
Jordan Lane, this is for their 5th goal. They've had a good last quarter, the Tigers. Kicks. Umpire moves slightly, but that is a goal. And that is the 2nd goal this afternoon.
Which is third for the quarter.
Third for the quarter, beg your pardon.
48 for the season now.
For Jordan Lane, 5:8:38, 15-14, 104.
And the record's not theirs.
That's right. 5 goals to 3 in this last quarter.
The unwanted record.
So the rain has stopped and we've seen a bit more goal action in this last quarter. But it's just a minute or two to go and there'll be jubilation down on the bench.
Buddy Franklin with another one up at the Swans, 8-5-53. Lead Collingwood 6 straight, 36. And your horse just won the last at Morfordville, Foz, the one you'd name. I'm a Legend.
That's it.
Hey, I'm a Legend, Fozzie Moore.
Here we go. Last minute here or so. Kieran Lovell kicks to half forward. Thumped away from behind. Taken by Dygan with the hair out at the moment. Off the ground, George O'Neill. They might get another one here, the Tigers. O'Neill, tired, slips over there, goes back again, gutsy stuff. No one can gain possession. Picking up there was Golding, back to Lovell, dances around, gets around a couple, tries to get it to Dygan. Back to Lovell, working hard in this last quarter. Had a good game, quiet in the 3rd quarter, finishing well. Nice kick from Clifford, and he's taking the mark there. Might be Eddie Cole.
I think it is Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have to give credit to, he's been playing the game with one arm, basically.
It was early in that first quarter, wasn't it?
It was.
Didn't look good right from the beginning.
His hand off to Reardon, who will have the leg, I reckon. Kicks forwards, goal, but he hasn't got the accuracy. Out of bounds on the full. Macca take us out to the siren, I reckon.
You reckon? Josh Woolley.
The 3-peat.
Can only just see the number 26 on his jumper as it's covered in mud. He's tucked away in the back pocket. Scoreboard side of the ground. Launceston. It's at 11 goals up. What a win. What a season. What 3 years for them. Ball comes down the front. Tigers might still want one more. Jaden Hind repels. Goes towards the wing. Dylan Riley flies out in front of Tyrrell. Kicked the first goal of the game and the ball goes out of bounds. As the advertising boards display the 2022 TSL Grand Final. It's coming to the end. 31 and a half minutes. Cameras in
ready.
position.
Yep.
Coach Mitch Thorpe. Interested to see where this one lands him. He said it's been a tough season. You know, player-wise, management-wise. He's had to make some tough decisions on players. And it's hard, I reckon, when you know you're at the top to try and sort of hold on. Umpire's called to pay a free kick here. A few more shoves. That'll just be something to add to the highlights reel. We've seen a few of them today as well.
Just wouldn't like to see the game in with...
pushing and shoving. Surely it's done now. Yeah. Bailey Gillow, really clean early. Taylor's out the back. You might find him.
32 minutes gone.
Taylor goes over his head. They'd like one more, Launceston. That's how hungry they are. It comes in now. Harper, this could be it. Thurlow, could be Hines. It lands in his chest. It lands on his chest. He plays on. He's going to hit up Riley. Dylan Riley. It'd be significant if he gets a shot after the siren. The veteran.
Well,
he's gone through the difficulty. He won't want to play on if it's going to call the siren when he kicks it. We'll see. He's going to go round the corner. He plays on Riley. He raises the fist. It's party time again. Dylan Riley's kicked 4. He joins Jake Hines with 4. And well done to Dylan Riley. 32, nearly 33 minutes gone. 16-14. Now that's a fair score, isn't it? In a day of wet, rainy, just mud, to kick 16 goals, 14, 110 over Kingborough, 5-8-38. They are just a total powerhouse, Max Walker.
30 shots to 13, so that says it all, really, doesn't it? In the inside 50s, I would imagine that overall...
About 16 to 12 this quarter, so the Tigers...
Yeah, okay.
They haven't been big,
but they haven't been able to score, though, have they? That's the trouble. And it just showed that goal, then, the unselfishness of the Launceston team.
There it is. 3 in a row to Launceston Football Club. They've done it again here in 2022. The dominant team in the competition. Great reward for effort. Congratulations to the coach, Mitch Thorpe, his team, and his committee behind him at Launceston Footy Club.
Yep,
They've won their 3rd flag in a row.
Sandra Boland, all the work she does as president. She's come in, she's made this club a real professional. Craig Notman down there, part of that football department. Lenny Town's got his spoils in the D-League. And they go from a good team that won a couple, Max. They upset North Launceston, their first one they won. Commanding victory last year. And then even more so this year. It's been total domination. They lost 1 game for the year down at Lauderdale. And in an upset, they've given enough players a sniff of senior footy. They haven't. They've given youngsters a go.
Yep.
Different times to keep them keen. And now they've just become a great team for their era.
And I guess that's the key as well. Foz said a great thing for the club, but you mentioned this team. It's a club thing that the two's got up as well.
Okay, we're setting up the dais there now. We've got Chris Sayer down on the ground there. We're going to try and get a bit of a grab with someone here in a moment, but they're all shaking hands at the minute, so a little bit hard to do it. So Mitch Thorpe there, big hug to Sandra Boland.
Yeah.
And they've been working as a team over the last 3 years.
They're just so professional, Foz. Like we mentioned, the work they do off the field as well. Here's Chris Sayer with Mitch Thorpe.
with Mitch Thorpe. Chris.
Hey, Mitch, congratulations.
Thanks very much, mate.
How does this one feel after 3 of them now?
Yeah, pretty satisfying. It's been a challenging year with, trying to build out the depth and look at the future as well. And, yeah, super proud. I couldn't ask for a better group of young men to coach.
It has been a tough year, hasn't it, in places?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had to drop key players with, Musica, Riley, and guys like that have had to play development league. Even today, Josiah Burling and Miller Hodge playing development league was, they're tough conversations to have. So, just super proud of the way they played today.
And young players like James Leake.
Superstar. Absolutely love him. You don't play at 16 if you don't have, a real future in the game, and he played really, really well today.
Just finally, how does this one rate?
Yeah, 3 in a row is, I think I'll take a little bit of time to sink in, but super proud of the work that's gone on around our footy club, and to win the development league as well. Really rubber stamps our year.
Congratulations, well done.
Thanks,
That's it,
Chris.
boys.
Yep, I'll keep an eye on you in case you grab somebody else.
That's what we mentioned, Foz. He mentioned of spreading the depth and getting the depth into the club. The stuff they do off the field with the young kids. We've seen this year he's got the under 10s in, the under 12s in. They've been part of the club. We've seen players like Josiah Burling and his story and how it was showcased. A time of despair for him personally, but they turned it into a positive for their club. And there's no doubt about it. Every club Mitch Thorpe's been to, even at Devonport, he had success.
Sorry, Mac, I got Chris now with Sandra Boland.
Yeah, Sandra, how do you feel?
Great. Yeah, it's awesome.
3 in a row, it's a big feat, isn't it?
It is. Yep, they've done well.
Yeah. And young players like James Leake coming in, must be very proud.
He was awesome. Yeah.
So having a team that sort of covers the whole community, you must be very proud.
Very, very proud, yeah. They've worked hard.
Go and enjoy it.
Thank you.
That's Sandra Boland there.
Might just give the goal kickers before the presentations, Foz. 4 to Jake Hines all in the first half, really set the game up for them, especially in the second quarter. Dylan Riley finished with 4, Brody Pulfram with 3 in the last, Jackson Thurlow with 2, Michael Music, Ryan Tyrrell and Bailey Gillow. It seems a long time ago since they kicked goals. It was Jordan Lane with 3 goals all in the last quarter for Kingborough, but it was good all day, I thought. Luke Graham with 1 and Tyler Carter with 1 for their 5.
Okay, so we're about to get to the celebration, or the presentation, I should say, and celebration underway down on the ground. Yeah, it's interesting to see who wins the medal. Who are you picking, boys?
Well, it was Hines early, but I think across the 4 quarters it probably has to be the big fella, doesn't it?
Fletcher Seymour?
Fletcher Seymour?
Yeah.
Yeah, just on the total.
Certainly Seymour for me.
Yeah, the total touches, I thought it was either him or Hines. Hines set it up to start with, as I mentioned. But he just kept seeing Seymour, you know. And don't underestimate the bullocking work of Joby Harper and his hit-outs and all that sort of thing as well. Just looking at the stats here before it starts. You know, Joby Harper's had 38 hit-outs, basically, not even as a ruckman. Kingborough won that 57-38, but was there. The clearances, Launceston finally got in front there, 45-39. Inside 50s, 56-37. Marks inside 50. We mentioned that Launceston hold it there with 18. They actually got 11 today. And the last one, free kicks, was Kingborough, 34-29.
Cross down to Brent Costello now for the presentation.
Club. Commiserations to Kingborough. What an unbelievable season, guys. Well done to you. We look forward to seeing you back in 2023. The most successful season in Kingborough's history. Put your hands together for the Tigers. Thanks once again to our premier partners, the AFL, the Tasmania Government, Cripps and DALY Potato Co. I'd now like to invite AFL Tasmania's Matt Phillips to present the umpires their medallions for this afternoon. I'll ask the umpires to come up one by one to collect those medallions, starting with the field umpires, Nathan Geeson. Thomas McEntee. Brad Percy. And Ben Bannister. Our boundary umpires, Ollie Bennett. Lucas Chamberlain. Dominic Shaliro. And Caleb Devine. And our goal umpires, Will Robertson. Bryce Guy. And Xanthia McCarthy. Put your hands together for the umpires today. As I said, unfortunately, it wasn't Kingborough's day today, but I'd like to invite their captain, Lockie Clifford, to come forward to say a few words. Thanks, Lockie.
Lockie Clifford coming to the dais there. Wholehearted effort today and had a great season for the Kingborough Footy Club.
Look, firstly, congratulations, Launceston. You know, you've been the benchmark for the last 2 or 3 years and thoroughly deserved this, so well done, guys. Secondly, I'd like to thank AFL Tas and the competition. It's been another successful year, or unsuccessful for us, but to our boys, well battled today. I can't be more proud of what we've done for the year. I love every single one of us. We'll bounce back and we'll be back next year. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks very much, Lockie. Never an easy thing to do, so we appreciate you saying a few words. I'd now like to invite the captain of the 2022 TSL Premiers, Joby Harper, to come forward to say a few words. Thanks, Joby.
What a unit this bloke is. Multiple roles, multiple premierships, best on grounds, medals, you know. What a career.
Just 29 years of age. So
first of all, thanks, Kingborough. You guys are on the up and you only got a little bit more improvement and you guys are on the improve, so thank you. The boys are going to take the piss next. I'm not very good at this. Thanks to all the supporters. It's a good turnout for TSL footy and hopefully we can improve it and continue to build on that. Thanks to our boys, Launceston, Sandra, all the boys, Mitch, all our sponsors. It's a super club and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Thank you, Joby. I'd now like to invite AFL Tasmania's Andy Bennett to come forward to present the Darryl Baldock Medal for Best on Ground, which in 2022 has been won by the Launceston Football Club's Fletcher Seymour.
Yeah, worthy winner, boys. I think just his multitude of possessions. Look, if there was ever going to be a day for him, it was today, wasn't it?
Yep.
Inside mid, mud, wet, but his possessions cut him up, especially early. He got it on the outside as much as the inside there for a while.
Firstly, thanks to Kingborough. You guys had a great year. To the TSL, all our major sponsors, thank you. And to Lonnie, we're a great club and I'm looking forward to the next 3 days. Thank you.
It's our time to present the Kazali Medal, which of course is named in honour of the legendary Roy Kazali. This award will once again be presented by Roy Kazali's grandson, Stephen Kazali Park. Please put your hands together for Stephen. And the winner of this year's Kazali Medal for the winning premiership coach is Mitch Thorpe.
That's 4 TSL premierships now, Macca.
Yeah, my word.
South Launceston in 2013 and now 3 in a row for
Three.
Launceston.
It's about legacy, isn't it? You know, I reckon a lot of this group will want to go for 4 now. You know, because what did North win? How many did they win? 1 to 3?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, yeah. So they want to be up there and the legacy there.
Firstly, to Trent, fantastic work. I mean, you and I speak pretty regularly, mate, and the work you guys have done is super and should be really proud of making your first grand final. To our boys, super proud of you. I've coached a few of you for a little while now, and just the brand and the standard that you guys set from early November through to late September is competition leading. I mean, we've got challenges each year when our standards lift, and you know, young guys need to push their way through into our senior team, and some of our older boys had to play some development league footy this year, which at times is certainly challenging, but it's what makes a great club. James Leake, the boys are rubbing him on the head at 16. He's just typifies our program. To our Lonnie sponsors, supporters, bloody fantastic footy club, best in the state. Sandra doing a fantastic job at the top. Love the work you do. Yeah, looking forward to the next couple of days. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mitch, and congratulations. I'd now like to lean on the support of the legends from the Launceston Auskick Centre to help present the 2022 Premiership Medallions, starting with number 1, Jake Hines.
Yeah, great game, Jake Hines. 4 goals.
Yeah, 9 possessions first quarter and led all comers then, and then to kick 3 goals in the second quarter. You know, you think you probably only needed a couple more, 1 more and a few more touches second half, but they did a pretty good job on it in the second half. But just set the game up so well, did Jake Hines.
Number 3, Jay Blackberry.
Another great game from the veteran.
Yeah, really good game, wasn't it?
Yeah, and got better as the game went on as well.
Different role too, more up the ground I saw today, like not as close to goal, just more up
Number
the ground.
4, the vice-captain, Alec Wright.
Yeah, lucky that he had that shoulder injury, didn't he? Back we thought he might have been in trouble. Came back, had a good battle up forward. I thought that Jordan Lane was good. He's probably plays a bit closer to goal.
Number 5, Jack Tuthill.
Yeah, just
bit
serviceable,
quiet
isn't
today,
he?
Tuthill, but still did his job.
Play your role, spoil, be in the right position. Don't let your opponent give you any space. Just play your role, do your job.
Number 6, Michael Musica.
Had a couple of moments, didn't he, where he just busted through the pack with cleanliness and used that explosiveness of Musica. Great career for him at TSL level.
He's a real grand final player, isn't he?
Oh, he's just
Number 7, our best on ground, Fletcher Seymour.
Yeah, we've mentioned Fletcher.
Probably
Well done
40
to him.
possessions over the day, I'd say.
Interesting to see what he does. Bit of chatter about that maybe he might step back a bit, but he might have the taste for another one.
Number 10, Jacob Boyd.
Once again, play your role, do your job. Cop one on the cheek.
Great season.
Early on.
Another great season.
Yeah. Brilliant. Unlucky to miss the team of the year. Or did he get in the team? No, he missed it. No.
Number 12, Joseph Gronewegan.
Was he the one we stirred up about, Foz? No. Who was stirring up about? Someone. Big Wags. Didn't really have to do much ruck work today. Worked his way back into the team throughout the season.
A veteran of their early successful years.
Number 13, Ryan Tyrrell.
First goal of the game. Came back this year, didn't he, from interstate?
Yeah, spent the year away last year, went to Queensland and come back. Was a vice
Number
captain
14,
before he left.
Casey Brown.
One of the youngsters who's just a real Launceston club man, isn't he? Casey Brown.
He's a real tiger, isn't he, Casey? Gets in and under and uses his pace.
Number 16, Dylan Riley.
Great story, this one. Dylan Riley.
Yeah, we've mentioned throughout the
4
game.
goals in the grand final.
Yeah, and we said it could have been his day today, didn't we? Like low to the ground.
Number 17, Brendan Taylor.
Not the goals that he might usually kick, but he certainly did the hard things, especially in attacking 50. A lot of the ball over the day.
Yeah, it was Boyd you missed, Foz.
Thank you.
Number 18, Jake Smith.
Jake Smith made his debut in 2013.
It's I reckon he did a bit of a lockdown role at times today, or at least, just played that role, played a lot more in-ball, but geez, he's versatile.
Number 19, Jaden Hines.
Yeah, thought he was good today, Jaden. Once again.
Come out of the Devils program last year.
Yeah, but his sort of day too. Loves it hard and tough and, in the mud and the dirt and the rain.
Number 22, Zach Morris.
Zach Morris, young player.
Yeah, had some moments today. Probably not as bad a season as last year. I think Thurlow coming in sort of was that second tall rather than Zach. Still only young though.
Number 23, Brody Palfreyman.
Whispers are that Morris might be off interstate next year to have a crack at VFL level, so good luck to him. Palfreyman.
Last quarter.
Yeah, look, you'd notice him on the outside running and that, and obviously the first half was tough.
Number 24, Jackson Thurlow.
3 goals to Palfreyman though. Thurlow, we mentioned him in that last quarter. Just his presence, to have a bloke of AFL career to come and play back at his junior club.
And play deep forward.
Yeah, and just...
Number 26, Josh Woolley.
Well, there's a veteran of their 2011 premiership, if I remember rightly.
Another one that's been to Queensland and come back. Terrific kick of the footy, the former Prospect High School
Number
player.
27, Jamison House.
Big Jamo from Burnie.
Yep, did his job today.
He'll be interesting to see what he does, I think. Yeah, he loves it up here, but who knows what he's going to be up to. Fullback.
Number 28, Bailey Gillow.
What a second half of the season especially.
Yeah.
He made the under-22 team of the year.
And even today, in that first half, a few occasions I mentioned just how clean he was when everyone else was fumbling in the
Number 42, James Leake.
Oh, here he is, my boy.
He waxed lyrical about James today, but he deserves it. 16-year-old.
Look at the long arms and limbs on him. And
maybe Devils program next
year. And last but certainly not least, number 11, the captain, Joby Harper.
Here he is, another TSL premiership.
He is. He's got a lot of medals in the cabinet, doesn't he?
2013, he won, of course, with South Launceston.
Of course, went to Burnie, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He went to Burnie when he came back. Yeah, when he came back. Found his way to Launceston and now is like a club legend.
I'd now like to invite Mitch Thorpe back to the stage, along with Launceston Football Club great Don Wing, to present the 2022 TSL Premiership Cup to the winning coach and captain, Mitch Thorpe and Joby Harper.
What a pleasure for Don Wing, a legend in northern Tasmania, of course.
Close to City Park.
Yep, he's a patron of City Park. Launceston Football Club. He loves us. He listens to us religiously.
He does. Good couple of weeks from the Thorpe family. Bo, his brother, won the premiership last week for Longford. And now Mitch Thorpe and Joby Harper with Don Wing now. They're going to raise the cup for 3 years in a row. Congratulations to the Launceston Football Club. Here it goes. As the media get the pictures.
Don Wing in the middle. Harper on his right.
And how good is it that it hasn't rained for the presentation?
Yeah, fantastic.
Good to,
last quarter, I think that's why we had so many goals in that last quarter. The rain actually
it did. Won't be long. We'll be back here for that cricket. They've got a bit of work to do, John Keddy and the boys.
Here we go. We're just waiting that moment.
Here we go. Oh, the lid falls on Mitch Thorpe's head just to put a little exclamation mark on the day.
Premiers for 2022, the Launceston Football Club. They gather together. The cup raised aloft. They're going to cheer from their crowd. Congratulations, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
2020, 2021 and 2022. So let the celebration start. All these long quarters, we've got a little bit overtime, boys.
I reckon my brain feels like it just, guys. It's been a big day.
It has.
D-League, of course.
Yep. So we've got a lot of thank yous here at the end. There's here the top's back on the cup. Oh, here we go. We're getting replay. There it goes. It could be replayed a bit.
It need to be reported, I think, high contact.
That's 4 minutes past 6, so we've got to get to our next program in the years. But look, thanks to everybody who's been involved. We're all volunteers. We give up our time from late March through till now, not just here at the footy, but also at the basketball. So thanks, everyone. Thanks, Maxie.
My pleasure, Dave. Thank you to Groob, yourself, Macca, cameramen throughout the year, the Boundary Riders, and another great year of calling, and can't wait till next year after a long break, long break.
Thanks very much, Macca. You've been on board again. Good to have you back for the grand final.
Yeah, it's been good, Foz. It's been a bit of a disjointed season for myself personally with a few other commitments. But, yeah, look, Launceston Football Club, just brilliant. There's so many players there. A lot of them come through some Pats who obviously I've been close to. Great to see them have success at this level. And, another season, Foz. Your 10th grand final.
Yep, I loved it.
And, look, we call you the captain of the commentary team. We call you Captain Serious every now and then, but...
Even today.
But well done on your own efforts. You do the basketball, you do the footy, you love it. Good luck in the next few weeks with your beloved Tassie decision.
You know about it when it happens.
To everyone in the community, I'm sure they'd like to say thank you to you. You're the captain. You do all the work behind the scenes. You're here early and set everything up. So well done to you. Another terrific season.
Thank you very much, Macca. Chris, you got the mic there. Thanks for your efforts, and on behalf of the Boundary Riders, who some are unavailable today, so you can talk on behalf of the team there. Thank you for your efforts during the year.
We earned our pay today, I can tell you. Gee, it was wet out there. But isn't it great that community radio can bring this to not only the city and the state, but the world, because people listen on the stream. It's a fantastic thing that we do.
Yeah, I think we had at one stage there was over 2,500 just on the YouTube channel at any one time, so that was just at the one time.
And we'll get Groobs on the mic.
Here he is.
There he goes. He's packing up. But Groobs, look, you're a marvel, mate. You've been here every single game. You did get COVID at one stage, so you must have
how dare you.
But, thanks for your efforts during the year too, mate.
Yeah, no, it's an absolute pleasure as always, Dave, and look forward to another year next year.
No worries. We'll be back hopefully late March, early April. We've got two of our cameramen here. So Jason and Josh have been with us during the year, and also Benny D as well. They're great fun to work with.
They're still all fighting for the best in the business title.
Yeah, I gave that to Josh.
Still all fighting.
I don't know. There's
well, Josh has bought us beers. I think he's gone up the top.
I think he's best in the business. Okay, we better get out of here. It's 6 minutes past 6. Thanks to everybody. Chris Ball back in the studio is one big person I have to thank, because he gives up his time Saturday nights, to get us to air. And he does a lot of work back in the studio, and we have fun during the week doing our previews as well. And thanks to other people that have filled in the studio during the year as well.